Welcome, fellow castigators, to Brotocracy. I'm here with Jensen and Micah, and we're gonna go over a bit of the old weekly news, as you do.
Weekly.
It's going to be a beautiful thing. Some super weird stuff happened this week. Some
The
cool stuff,
news.
some not so good stuff.
You see the South Park?
I just ate a questionable Ghirardelli chocolate. It was
did?
it was
Wait, what?
squishy,
Huh?
so probably just
Chocolate?
got a little too old. Yeah, I did see the South Park. It was
Like, watch the whole thing,
it was
or just
strangely
clips?
no, I saw the whole thing. I actually saw it
I just watched
before
clips.
it aired. I saw a leak of it, and so but I didn't know this, and so I was like, why is no one talking about this? And then, just now, a week later, like, it explodes and everybody's talking about it. And I was like, oh, I saw it
You're early to the
pirated.
movement.
I didn't even realize.
You mean you found it?
I found it. I did not. It was on
the ground.
It was on Twitter. I didn't seek it out. It just appeared in my feed.
It unconsensually violated your eyeballs.
Yeah, I watched it unknowingly. It was
The whole thing.
non-consensual stealing.
I kept watching it the entire half hour or whatever runtime.
20 minutes.
Yeah, I saw some of the clips, and I mean, you know, they make fun of everybody, and it's pretty funny. And I mean, I thought it was pretty funny. Like, I mean, I'm not agreeing with some of the criticisms or whatever, but it's still, funny.
Right.
It's like, usually the right can, laugh at themselves and like be, what do you call it? Have some, what is it, like when you can laugh at yourself or people that you're affiliated with, like lightheartedness or retrospective,
No,
like
I get
enough
what
to
you
just be
mean.
like, yeah, there's a term, but that's tends to be the thing, and then the left seems to be a bit more ban it, get rid of it, this is evil, when they're criticizing them. South Park's criticizing them, they're like, this is terrible, evil. But
Yeah.
I know it's funny.
That they think that they're evil for criticizing Trump.
Yeah.
You need to kiss that mic,
think-
Jensen.
Shit.
I love the part with JD Vance.
I think
JD
it's
Vance
poorly
was...
timed.
Yeah,
You
they
say
do
it's
the
what?
whole what's that show called?
I think it was a bad idea or bad timing because, well, they went through Biden's entire administration only making fun of him once in a live show.
Yeah, that was weird.
And
That
then
they didn't make fun of Joe
the new
Biden.
administration comes along and you start making fun of it. The optics are not good.
Yeah, I do agree. But also,
And
Joe
to do
Biden was
that when-
senile, so
when
maybe they were
it was
trying
old,
not to hit down, you know?
They made fun of Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton during and after Bill Clinton's presidency. That did not stop them.
They were really easy to
I
make
just
fun
think
of.
it doesn't look good
That's true. That's true.
because the culture is
That's true.
seriously changing and right leaning. So for them to do that is really dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I have some nitpicks. I don't have an issue with it as a whole. It's South Park being South Park. But I do have a few nitpicks, just some things that I thought were kind of odd. First of all, just felt I mean the fact that they're getting paid by different backers this time, I think is really obvious because of just how targeted it was. I mean, the fact that they had ultra specific jokes about, Charlie Kirk and, Christy Noam, and it was like, it was like oddly niche jokes. Like who's supposed to get these? Who is this for exactly? Because
It's a more like online crowd that they're targeting, maybe.
Because even if
Instead of
even
the
if you don't
normies.
get a reference, something should still be funny, and this kind of was barely that rule. So
I really like the part where ICE was arresting the illegals in heaven. That was.
like, oh my
I
gosh.
thought that was funny. That was. Some of the clips that I saw was just. I found it amusing, not to be like, oh, that is definitely what's happening, but like,
Right.
It's kind of like the absurdity of what liberals think is happening is kind of what
Right.
is portraying in my mind when I watch some of that stuff. I mean, not to say that they're not targeting that and they think that or not, but that's why I was like, this is hilarious.
Yeah. But no, I just thought the
So.
specificities were probably a result of some higher up specifically asking for it. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Like we're going to pay you literally like $1 billion, like $3 billion a season, so you're going to do this weirdly specific thing that we asked for. I don't know. It might not be a result of that, but it kind of felt like that. The only other nitpick I have, one nitpick and one actual complaint. The other nitpick I have is that the whole bit with Trump and Satan is completely recycled. They did that
was
with
weird.
Osama bin Laden for the movie, and it was hilarious. The movie's very good. It's a great movie. But like,
Wait, did they censor out Osama bin Laden, or was that one of the episodes television?
Huh?
Or no, that was a Muhammad. That's what it was. Thinking of somebody else. They had to
What?
censor Muhammad.
Failed. What?
I'm not surprised. But
Yeah, they put a whole censor bar over Muhammad in the episode, and it actually was awesome because they were like there was a lot of backlash because you can't portray Muhammad in like a bad light or something like that, and
oh no,
so
someone stole my kill.
the
Pick me up.
so the people that were in charge was like, well, you know, we can't air this,
Oh.
whatever. Like, well, what if we just censor Muhammad in the episode? Like, have a big censor bar over him the whole time.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I thought, like, through the censoring, it kind of made it even more funny. It's like, you cannot portray Muhammad. Do not do this.
But anyway,
So-
instead of
Yeah.
making fun of Trump in a smart or clever way, which would be really easy because Trump is such a personality, he's just spectacularly easy to make fun of. Instead, they just recycled what they did with Osama bin Laden, and it really felt like not only lazy but like nostalgia bait because they even used like some of the same music in the scene and everything, and that felt hypocritical because South Park they invented the whole
I tried to
member
kill
berries
only
thing.
Fox.
Like, oh, remember that? You like that thing? Remember that? But now they're doing that.
They did do that. Uh-oh.
And it's like, oh,
They
hold
become-
on. Not supposed to be doing that.
They've become the thing
We
that
were
they have
supposed to be better than this.
made fun of. Aren't they on like the 27th season or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah,
dude.
which is crazy.
I would just
I
be
mean, kudos to
throwing
them.
stuff at the wall. I would be like,
Just way out of ideas.
just do
Like,
whatever.
the fuck, man.
Whatever I do. They should do a season where they just parody themselves in the like first few seasons or something.
Just parodying themselves for a whole
Somehow.
season.
Yeah. Just like deep fried reference to
Troll
itself
everyone.
20 seasons ago, yeah.
That would be crazy. Yeah, no, I mean, but I mean, yeah, it's fine. The episode's fine, and I'm not up in arms about it like some people are. The only real problem I have with it is so they do a deep fake at the end of the episode of Trump, where it's like a fake, like, Trump campaign ad, and basically he like strips naked in the desert, and they get some like fat guy, and they deepfake on Trump, and they did an incredible job. I mean, it's like the only reason I know it's a deepfake is because like I know Trump.
What
Like, you could
hell?
really confuse someone in the future with that. Like, it's really well done, and of course the whole joke is that Trump has a tiny penis. Ha ha ha. We don't like Trump.
So
Whatever.
funny.
But it just feels like that should be like highly illegal.
We gotta go to the other
That is
supply crate.
Making
dubious, yeah.
a deep fake of a naked person, especially with the intention of making it as real as possible. Like that,
Yeah, that's-
that should not be acceptable at all. Like, you could say, "Oh, it's for comedy or whatever," and you know the implications not it's not real because it's comedy, and but it's like, no, that's a slippery slope, brother.
I think
That's a
I
slippery.
don't think you
slope.
can what is it? You can't impersonate, not impersonate, but
And impersonate.
what do you call it? Like, you know, the beginnings of all like the video games and movies and stuff. It's like everything is fictional. If you see somebody in the game that resembles this person in real life, it's not actually them. Isn't there like a law against that where you can't impersonate people like directly? So it has to be like indirect reference to them unless they have given you permission to do so. Or am I tripping?
I suppose. I don't know if there's a law regarding that, but I think
Like if somebody uses
people-
your
they definitely
face.
try to avoid doing it, to avoid getting sued. I think that's why the disclaimer is there. To be like, hey, you can't get mad at us if something like in this looks like you because it wasn't intentional. It might
Yeah.
be more like that. Like, we're just gonna legally cover our butts.
Yeah, because if you have somebody in your game or movie or whatever that you make that looks like this person without giving them credit or money to license their persons or whatever you call that, then I think you can get sued.
Yeah,
If I'm not
'cause you're
mistaken.
using their likeness without permission, I think, is
Yeah.
what the deal is.
So if they do that in the TV show and it's Trump, looks like Trump, and everything contextually is this is Trump, then maybe he has a case to sue them? I don't know.
He probably does. I don't think he will if he's smart, just because of the way that it'll make him look.
Yeah.
Like, I think he just has to affect it. I think he just has to accept it. But
To curb the deep fake stuff.
But yeah,
in
yeah,
media, that does need to be
yeah.
pushed. Not in this instance, but I
Right.
think they're doing that in Europe.
Something to keep an eye on, for sure.
Because I know the
The freaking dog.
I think it was
deep
in.
fakes.
Yeah, was it in Europe or somewhere where they were deep faking porn of like different actors and stuff, and then they made a law against it. Oh, I don't know where that was, but I know that's an issue currently. A lot of women are getting deep fakes of them.
Okay,
Online.
the dog left the room and then came back with a bandana on. It was
Dude.
like he just left and got dressed and came back in.
He's Superman. He's gotta put on his outfit.
Yeah.
Hey man, he's gonna save some people, you know.
He's concerned about his public appearance. Dude, I hate this mission. I keep running out of ammo. Micah, you need to come and carry us.
No, I guess I'm just really bad at Borderlands. I don't know.
Nah.
Can't seem to ever do like damage.
Oh, we're multitasking.
It's true.
You know,
I'm
I mean,
killing
we're not like
Xenos right at the moment.
we're not like dying a ton or anything.
I'm killing the Xeno scum.
It's a tough fight, but we're doing pretty
Currently.
well. I think.
Is it like a boss?
No,
kinda.
it's like waves of enemies type of thing.
Is it that one that
No, it's
we
not
struggled
the
with?
not the arena ones.
And no, it's not an
Okay.
arena thing. It's just like a defense mission.
Oh, this is not good. I need you to save me quick.
I got you.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's gonna take my kill. It's probably gonna take my kill. Oh no,
Damn it.
nope, I'm good. Yeah, we're doing well. It's just tedious. It's easier when you have more than one
Maybe
person.
another like gun turret somewhere around here.
Anyway, let's go on to the first article. The DOJ interviews Ghislaine Maxwell. You know,
Ghislaine.
Jeffrey Epstein's partner in crime, basically. And she apparently provided over 100 names
Oh.
that we will probably never see because there's no justice.
100 names.
Yep.
Yo.
She named a lot of names.
Names of people
People's.
that are pedophiles?
Yeah, people she knew were involved, basically.
Mm-hmm. That's there's a lot of names. Dude, the fact that she knows 100 people. Like, try to name 100 people, you know what I'm saying?
I could probably name 100 people.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
I mean, a lot of people
'Cause
visited
it's
that
like-
island. And a lot of people worked
I know,
for them.
how does she... Just don't know how you keep track of all that. It's crazy.
Well, that was her job, actually.
It's
So,
true. I don't know, I couldn't do it, man.
But her lawyer, David Marcus, claims that every possible thing you could imagine was gone over. Every question was asked. No stone left unturned. And it's possible but unlikely that she's lying. Just because she's been prosecuted for perjury before. Kind of scared about doing that again. Little gun shy for perjury.
Like, oh, this is not good.
And it's great to hear that they're doing their jobs and probably getting results. But I hate to be the Debbie Downer in this. I don't feel like we're probably not ever going to hear those names. We're probably not going to hear anything more about this, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Like, I hate to be that guy, but this whole Epstein business has just been going in circles.
Yeah.
Round and around and around and around, and nothing real ever seems to happen. Like, we're just not allowed. Like, all of that performative business where all of those random influencers got files and walked out of the White House with them for the cameras. You know, all that silly business. That didn't go anywhere. It wasn't helpful at all. It's just stupid.
No. It was lame. Gay lame.
Lame. Really gay.
Yeah, I think it's kind of outside the realm of the law affair, if I'm gonna be honest. It's more of a Batman, or not even Batman, Red Hood situation needs to happen.
You know, it's funny. That's what Tommy was suggesting to me today. We were talking about Luigi Mangione, and I was
Okay, well,
and he was talking about we were talking about whether he actually did it or not, because, you know, he's been prosecuted and it's basically over. And it was like, well, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because the insurance company deserved it. And I was like, hold on.
I don't know. But the insurance company didn't get shot in the back of the head. It was a guy.
Yeah, exactly. And it was a man who was
family.
the victim, a singular man. And I was like, we don't have enough, like, info about the victim. Like, we don't know anything about that guy or his life. We don't know what he knew, what he was involved in.
Right.
Like, and he's like, well, you know, he was one of the CEOs. And I was like, that doesn't mean anything.
Those evil millionaires, like us versus them mentality. It's not a case by case.
Right?
You know, there's
It's
a
like,
lot
no,
of
this
rich,
is-
good people.
Yeah, it's like really complicated. Like,
He
sure,
could have been one of the good ones on the board.
right,
You don't
insurance
know.
companies, they screw over people and it costs lives. But that doesn't mean that this specific man was responsible. He could have been. But
Yeah.
we have yet to learn that he was. For all we know, he was just a name on the list of some idiot activist. And so that was his argument. He was like, it like equates because, like, his company costs people lives. And I was like, I'm not really sure he deserved to die for being involved with his company on principle.
Yeah,
I don't really feel like that's how.
Personally, I would need to see like evidence of malice, and then I would need to contextualize that into whether or not, you know, something needs to happen or not.
Right.
You know what I'm
because
saying?
even once you get past whether he's guilty, then you get to the point of, well, could he have been exposed and prosecuted himself? Was that ever on the table? Was shooting him on the street like a dog strictly necessary?
It's kind of a last resort scenario, and I mean, you know,
Right, an
it also
extreme
depends
measure.
on what he did. If he did something that's like withhold funds from you getting proper surgery, and now you're in you know,
Right, because
constant pain your entire life. I mean, I don't know.
because right now, we can see that it didn't solve anything. The company has not changed one bit at all.
Right.
Because it is more complicated than that. It is a whole company full of people
Yeah.
who may be operating a certain way.
Yeah, which I don't recommend vigilante justice or anything like that, but if you were to apply that action, it would have to be a more personal slight against you to warrant that. If, I mean, you wouldn't warrant it, but you know what I'm saying. Because
Right.
like otherwise you're just shooting in the dark, you know what I'm saying? It's not you just justify anything basically. It's like, oh, this big company, it's full of evil people, so I'm just gonna, screw them. And then it's like I just lose like a rational like thought process on why that action needed to be taken. It just doesn't.
Yeah, it would have to
It's
be
irrational at that point.
It would have to be a pretty hopeless situation. There would have to be evidence that, killing him would actually make that big of a difference.
Yeah. It's just
Like, it would it's
Not-
like it
not
would be a very
advised.
complicated decision.
yeah. And everybody's like wooing over Ouija, all the white women. I'm like,
Dude, they are. I have someone on my current cast who wears a t-shirt of him with hearts around it.
This is
The
interesting.
Luigi guy.
Yeah, and it's like he might be an absolute, like, terrible psychopath for all you know.
Wait, man.
He shot a dude in the back of the head.
Like,
I
what?
don't think he's very stable, at least.
No. Not exactly Batman. Yeah, I
Very
mean, like,
disappointing.
as an American, knowing our history, like, I have to recognize that there is a time and a place for those kinds of actions.
Yeah.
But this just does not feel like it applies.
This ain't it, bruh.
Or I at least don't know enough to, say so. Nobody knows enough to say so, for that matter. And I just thought that was really interesting, because so many times on this podcast you have advocated for public executions. And
Me?
Tommy has, yes, you. And Tommy has always been vehemently against it. So I just thought it was really funny that was the stance he was taking.
Oh shit! They're shooting the robot. Damn it!
Was
Yeah, that is an interesting
positive
contrast.
for positive.
Look,
for
if they go through the
vigilante
judicial
justice.
process and they're convicted of a crime, and no, we cannot have a public execution for them.
Yeah.
That would be terrible. But vigilante justice on a corporation that may or may not, on a dude who is in a corporation that may or may not be associated with, slighting you. Yo, feel free. That's fine.
Yeah, it's
It doesn't make any sense.
no, not really. Very, very different from, being tried beyond a reasonable doubt.
Because that, public executions, that would rile people up. That'd make them bloodthirsty.
See, I
Can't have that.
I think in, like, historically in societies that typically does, but I think it's ignoring our particular situation, because America's different. We don't do do a lot of executions because it's like super hard because it really does have to be beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yeah. It's like super thorough,
Oh, that didn't work.
to the point of kind of tedious and not it's kind of just redundant, but
And so it's like if we're just doing it like I need to be picked up.
I'm coming.
If we get a public execution every few months just to make a public example of people and keep crime down.
All right, you're trying to save me.
Like,
yeah.
I don't think that would cause people to be bloodthirsty necessarily. I mean, a few people obviously, but I don't think it would change society or anything.
He's worried about the general populace being bloodthirsty, and then
Yeah, I mean, if everyone's supporting
just-
Luigi
yeah,
with
like
no
Here we
evidence,
go.
I don't know
Pick me up.
what he's worried about.
I think the internet is making people bloodthirsty.
Yeah, it's the propaganda machine that's doing it. Not
Well,
public hangings.
Tommy has some inconsistencies need to be worked on.
Your mom has inconsistency.
Beat
Yeah,
him
I
out
wish
of-
he was.
beat him out of it.
I wish he was here to talk about it. I just want to make that clear. If he was here, we would still be bringing it. I would still be bringing it up. I would be outing him live either way. Because it would.
Upsetty spaghetti.
He would be, but it would be, an interesting conversation. I think.
It would be.
I'd like to hear him
So
defend himself.
I don't think he could do it.
No, I don't think you could.
The ends don't justify the means. Actually, he said that to me. So I'm like, oh man.
But murdering people on the street, that's cool, as long as it's someone I don't like.
Look, the ends are the insurance companies change, so the means are justified. Like CEOs
That would have been a nice
getting
thought
capped.
if the insurance company actually changed. But it didn't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if it did, you can't just go around unless they maliciously did something awful. You can't just go around capping people. That's just not how it works.
It's not the most altruistic way of doing things.
Like if I was Red Hood or something, I would need to have evidence before just going off the walls, balls to the walls.
Right.
Because otherwise, you're just killing everyone because you don't like them. I have a hunch. Boom. Gone. It's like, nope. I don't know. That's a little skewed, little gray for me, gray area.
Yeah. Just not enough. Not enough evidence that he was terrible. Not enough evidence that any good came out of it for me to say
Just
with
nothing.
certainty that he was some kind of a hero.
Yeah.
So I'm just not going to.
He is a murderer,
Because just
premeditated murderer.
yeah, from our angle, it looks like he just murdered some, poor family man.
Yeah.
A husband with multiple children who got that stripped away from them and then have to see the murderer cheered on in the social media and in public. I mean, think of how awful that is. Think of how terrible that would be.
Dude, that actually is insane. If you're
Especially if
the
he
kid.
was just a dope who was innocent. I mean, wow. brutal.
Yeah, and like you're
Brutal.
his kid, and you see a shirt with hearts around Luigi Mangione's face.
That'll
You're just like,
screw you up for life. That'll radicalize you. Like,
that's
that's
like
how you
those,
make more villains, actually.
yeah. That's like those gay liberal socialists who put the Cuban dictator Castro, I think, on their shirts.
Yeah. Fidel Castro.
And they don't realize the fact that he was executing black and gay people all throughout his regime. And then ran away and then surrendered after that, without firing a shot. But he was posing as like a rebel that was a fighter,
Yeah.
the whole
The
time.
lead
I'm
revolutionary.
just like, yeah, and he's just like a little bitch boy.
Just some freaking punk.
Yeah, who loved watching people get executed, black people and homosexuals. So I'm just like, dude, obviously you do not know any of the context.
Yeah, take that poster off your wall already.
Gay liberal arts degree did not help you. Now you're wearing a shirt of Castro. It's like, why? Why?
It's how gay they are.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is like
So.
that.
Kind of the same. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty grim for this guy's family. Gosh.
It's very, very messed up.
It's just so screwed up. So jacked up.
Luigi.
Luigi.
We need a Waluigi.
More of the story, don't name your kid Luigi. Okay. I know it was a nice
Unless you're
Italian
Italian.
name once upon a time, but it has been ruined. You
I mean, you
can't
got
name your
Green
child
Luigi,
Luigi
Mario
anymore.
Luigi.
You can't do that. You can't
keeps
name your
naming him
child
Luigi?
Luigi. Come on, people. He's from a video game.
He jumps around.
He jumps
He
on
takes
people. He's a
mushrooms.
jumper. He's a jumper. Squashing innocent Goombas. That Goomba had a family.
He jumps over the walls. They know what they were doing.
That Goomba had a wife and kids. Come on.
Why is Jerry Seinfeld angry about this?
I don't know.
The Goomba family.
I'm not sure why it turned into that. Okay. Speaking of justice.
Justice is justice, and flan is flan.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. In the powerful words of Jacques Rousseau. Trump signs a directive to use military force against drug cartels.
Ooh. I like it.
So, you be drug running, people trafficking? Well, you're gonna get the U.S. military on your ass, boy. You won't feel the wrath. So this targets groups like Sinaloa, Tren de Aragua, MS-13, and Cartel de los Soles.
Nice.
And there has been some conversation within the government about how they're going to do this. Because obviously, if there's like a group within the U.S. that we find that's a little too big to, just send ICE in, we can use military. And that's good. That's nice. But that isn't going to happen very often. Like, let's face it, this order is working under the implication, it doesn't say so, but it's working under the implication that this means on foreign soil. Like, it doesn't say that, but we all know it. We're all thinking it.
Yeah.
And so they're like, okay,
I mean, it's like the cartel, so.
how are we going to implement that without causing severe relationship problems with...
I mean, we really need a relationship with Mexico, though. Like,
No, especially with how much they depend on us. I don't think it matters.
I don't think they could do
I mean,
anything.
I honestly, I don't give a crap. But they will. I mean, you know, PR and all that. I'm sure they're concerned. So there has been talk about like of the military like just bombing the cartel with drones. was one of the proposals. Like, well, if we don't put boots on the ground, then we're not really there.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, we'll just drone strike it.
Which is so
No
hilarious.
boots.
I mean, just really funny idea. But of course, you know, Claudia Sheinbaum, the Mexican president or prime minister or whatever they call her, is like, oh, this is unacceptable, and you know, it'll be war, and it's like, that's all just talk. I don't, you know, first of all, we know for a fact that she's in the cartel's pocket.
Yeah.
Every leader in Mexico is. That's just how it works. It's run by the cartel, which is not only a terrible strain on Mexico, but a terrible strain on the U.S., because the cartel remains powerful and remains in a position to, you know, make us suffer.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be worried about her. She was talking a huge talk during the whole tariffs conversation, and nothing she said ever came to fruition, of course, because she never really did have a leg to stand on, because, you know, Mexico does not have a leg to stand on, because we rely on them for avocados, and they rely on us for an absolute buttload of things, including
No,
various
avocados.
protections. So it's like, you, a war with us? Really? It would be like, your
Yeah.
military is so small, it would be a war with a cartel anyway. It's like,
Literally, the cartel would be putting up more of a fight. That's very sad to say, but
yeah, it's true. And so it's like, everyone's worried about like PR and stuff, and I get it, but it's like,
whatever.
the words mean absolutely nothing. They have no leg to stand on. They have made us suffer enough. Like, America has suffered the cartels enough that we have every right to just stand on business and do what we want,
Very much.
and to just go ahead with it. We really do have that right.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying that for however long. Just go in there and, well, I would say just take over Mexico and Canada, but at least get rid of the cartel in
As long as they're
Mexico.
not
Be like,
allowed to, as long as they don't get voting rights for like 100 years or
oh,
something.
no, yeah.
No, 200.
Yeah, they're on
200 actually.
It's like American territory where they're not like directly affecting us when we just own.
Yeah,
the country,
as long as
basically.
that's the deal, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, they can have their, you know, voting maybe in their areas, but not like federal. Like they can do like local elections, you know. But not like federal or affecting us at all. So, but the minimally they need to go in and just eradicate the cartels. Just
Yes.
Iron Fist. Just like, oh, you have tattoo associated with the cartel. Oh, you're gone. We're gonna fire you over a cannon into the ocean or something.
Yeah, I mean, what was the country that did that? Oh, shoot.
Yeah, it was super effective. I love it.
Yeah, I'm forgetting the name of the second, but they went from literally the most dangerous country in the world to the absolute safest in a matter of weeks.
Is it Argentina? No.
No, not Argentina. And so it proved it was like,
Oh.
yeah, if you just uphold law and order and the government actually does their jobs, then you could just have a utopia overnight. You really can. It's really that easy.
Who would have thought?
And so the fact that they just choose not to, for, you know, PR or whatever the hell, is just insulting. It's like, just do what's right. It's that easy. Just do what's right. And
Just do it.
you know, people might get mad, but once it's done, nobody's gonna be mad.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Everyone's safe and happy. And they're elated that people aren't getting, you know, beheaded in broad daylight anymore.
This is insane. I just don't understand. How did how Mexico got taken over by gangs to the point where the gang is just the government? Kind of wild.
El Salvador. That's it.
I knew it started with that.
Yeah, we need to do that ASAP. We need to use the military to just wipe them out. Someone put it into really good perspective. They showed like a few grams of fentanyl next to a penny. And it's like, you know, maybe a 20th of the size of the penny. Like, probably, you know, if it wasn't like a zoomed in picture, probably barely imperceptible to the human eye if you were just looking to it at it on a table. And they were like, this is how much it takes to kill an adult with fentanyl. This is the amount it takes. And there's literally hundreds of thousands of pounds of it crossing the border.
I think my game's about to crash.
Yeah. It's a huge problem.
Like,
It's like
it's a ginormous problem. That's
Hey,
insane.
what am I doing on your
Yeah, but you could say it's a threat to the.
I'm just gonna go back to the menu.
Yeah, it's frozen.
You could say Mexico is facilitating a what do you call it? Like threat to the general populace of the American citizens or something like that. I mean, that would be totally reasonable. Now, Mexico is a part of it, but I think China ships, like, they basically are in bed with like China, who manufactures fentanyl and like other drugs, and that goes through Mexico and the border there.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
China is also a culprit, but it's like an indirect thing for China.
Yeah, if you
So they're not like.
if you cut
Yeah.
off the supply, then it doesn't matter what China manufactures.
I have to do it.
So they're like,
The,
you know, also a threat, but manageably so.
Right.
You know,
It's just,
Mexico is the arm we can cut off.
Yeah, exactly. But it is interesting that China's, because China's always conniving in the shadows, trying to screw over the U.S. So
Mhm.
they have multiple fronts of attacking the U.S. without directly, like, kinetic.
Like TikTok.
Yeah. TikTok is one of them. They do massive bot farms that like infiltrate things. They hack infrastructure and gain information. They steal, what's that called? Like patents or whatever you call it.
Mhm.
And then they make copies of it. They undercut the markets in the US. Like there's just so many different ways in which they're like against the US and trying to overthrow us without actually declaring war. It's insane.
It's crazy. Yeah, and I mean that's.
And
I mean,
they still suck.
yeah, and I mean
They
that's
do all this and they
kind of the point I'm making with the cartels is that like we're not saying we're at war with the cartels, but they're doing enough damage that it's justifiable to consider us at war with the cartels.
yeah.
I mean, just
100%.
the human trafficking is insane. Like all of our women and children and even some men are being trafficked like crazy. The amount of sex trafficking victims is insane and beyond unacceptable. And we're just like, this is fine. We're just getting bent over and aggressively raped by the cartels. And we're like, it's all right. We wouldn't want to go after them and seem like the bad guys.
Yeah, that would be
like what? No.
That would be messed up.
They deserve
dude.
to be drone bombed. If Obama can drone strike innocent people in Syria, then like we can bomb a few cartels. Like surely that should be acceptable. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
And I just want them gone. I want them gone.
Like, don't you have sympathy for all the kids and poor people? And like, yeah, that's why I want to close the borders, because they're being smuggled and raped and abused and exploited into indentured servitude. Yes, I have much sympathy for them.
Even a small scale,
Yeah.
like people are like denying like all the numbers, right? They're denying that it's on as big of a scale as it is, and it's like, okay, but even on a small scale, it's beyond unacceptable. The fact that it's on a big scale is just beyond the pale. So like, we can sit around and argue terms all day, but we're both in a place where you can't deny that this is unacceptable and that deploying the military would be morally justifiable and arguably needed.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, just it just riles me up because it's crazy. I just I hate that like MS-13 gang members are like killing people at gas stations at night. Just a couple of towns over from where we live. Like, that's just insane. That is an insane thing to happen. That to me is like...
They're infiltrating.
It's like the Joker from Batman showing up in a Spanish soap opera and shooting people just out of nowhere. Like, what the hell is this about?
What is this?
How is this happening? How is this person here doing this thing? Because it's just so absurd. It's just so absurd. It's so ridiculous. Like, that should not have to be a
Absurdity.
fear in anyone's mind, because that's just totally insane. What are you doing
You're
here
living
doing
in
that?
clown world.
Right? It's like, what? How is South Park supposed to write good satire when that's the sort of things that's happening?
Yeah. They
It's just
I
insane.
think some of it is they always want to go after the party that's in power or like the culturally relevant thing. But it's it's a hit or miss thing. I think they're libertarians, if I'm not mistaken, the creators.
I really have no idea.
I don't know if they're like party affiliates, so they kind of just do their own thing, which is good. I think we need ribbings on both sides to keep us accountable
Yeah.
for things, and it also provides levity. But I think it needs to go both ways. Like the Democrats and the liberals and stuff like that. They're like they don't really think it's funny when we make fun of them. I mean, it's pretty funny. They're easy to make fun of.
It's true.
They just
It's
that's
too easy
the part
sometimes.
of a good good character, I guess, is not taking yourself too seriously and laughing at some of the absurdities, like absurd things that you do, or laughing at yourself from time to time.
Yeah, being able to take a
'Cause then
joke.
because you can like self-reflect on your actions, so it's kind of an indicator that, oh yeah, I'm stable enough where I can improve as a person without freaking out.
Right.
So
Can take criticism.
yeah. What the hell?
But related to that, ICE changed how old you could be, or I guess how young you could. Well, yeah, I guess how old you could be to be an agent. Like, they made it so older people, because they need manpower right now, and so they want older people to join so they can get like older veterans, basically. I'm not sure if that's like a good long-term idea, but short-term it's fine.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do. But that means that Dean Cain is joining ICE.
What?
Which is hilarious. So anyone who doesn't know, who lives under a rock, Dean Cain played Superman in a TV show. He was a good Superman.
That's awesome.
The media likes to paint him as a right-wing nut job. That's, of course, not true. He actually had a very calm, like gentle argument. I think it was like on Piers Morgan or something like that. And all the headlines were like, Dean Cain loses his mind about the new Superman movie. And he doesn't even criticize the movie or anything. Like, it's just totally misrepresenting him, which is insane to me that the media does that, like, all the time now, which used to be, like, a highly illegal thing that, you know, people got litigious about all the time. And now the media is just allowed
It's
to
like-
just absolutely steamroll everybody for some reason. I don't get that. But
Yeah, the standards of media today is super low.
so low.
The news-
Insanely low. Like, you just do or say whatever you want, no matter
Just follow the
how
clicks.
egregiously untrue it is. I just hate it. But yeah, anyway, so that's hilarious. I think he's got a lot of balls. I appreciate it. I appreciate that, like, he's not just talk. When he says he loves the country and he cares about what's happening, he really means that.
He's listing
Because
the
he's
ice.
literally going to put the work in. And
He's gonna be arresting those aliens in heaven.
also just a hilarious thing to happen, because could you imagine getting dragged off by Superman? Like, I would feel like the absolute, like, scum of the earth. Like, I'm the villain. I've literally been.
Am I the baddie?
I was literally stopped and taken in by Superman. What is happening? That would just be the worst feeling ever.
Yep, I would have turned my life around there and then.
But I think it's really funny, all the people trying to act like he's some sort of terrible person for wanting to do this. It's like, well, this is what happens when you cast someone who's very natural at playing Superman. Is sometimes you get a person who's just like that. Like, he understands the character because he holds the same values. So it's like you
can relate.
Like,
directly.
that's just what you get. You know, it was the same thing with Henry Cavill. Like, Hollywood execs are just so annoyed with what an absolute nerd he is, and how he's actually, like, a fairly normal, like, bro who just cares about things and cares about his work.
Yeah.
And they're like, ew, who is this? I don't get it.
It's disgusting.
He's so annoying, asking questions, trying to make things a certain way. And it's like, well, that's what you get. You got someone who understood. You got someone who cares. You're stupid.
Walking past him like an idiot. I'm looking around for Claptrap, but he's just standing right there.
I mean, the original Superman Christopher Reeve had like a similar thing, because he kind of went off on Hollywood, talking in interviews about, like, actors who don't care about what they're doing.
Yeah.
And, you know, he called out Marlon Brando, and he's like, you know, I just think it's sad to be, you know, in his 50s or whatever it is and not give a damn. And, you know, lo and behold, he found it harder to get roles after that. because Hollywood got offended.
They're like, you're blacklisted.
Yeah.
Like,
There we go.
actually, we like being lazy. We like not giving a damn and making all the money.
You're actually.
Actually,
So what I'm saying
I still
is,
don't care about making money.
like, David, how good of a Superman David Corn Sweat is will be tied to how long he has a career. just how long he starts to get blacklisted by Hollywood. And we'll be like, oh yeah, he was one of the good ones.
Yeah. They're like, there just goes another one.
Just too much like the character. So anyway, the mental image of Dean Cain taking down
one.
cartel members is hilarious and wonderful, and
Oh no, I just died.
I hope he does. I hope he does wonderful things and lives to tell the tale. I think that would be even better if he manages to carve out like a successful and illustrious career
Yeah.
of apprehending
That'd be pretty
actual
dope.
criminals. Magnificent.
If we
He'd
see
be
footage of that.
Truly a real one for that.
I need to see it. He just strapped a GoPro to himself.
'Cause, you know, if 10 years go by, if like 10 years go by, and he's actually done like a ton of good, we can be like, well, he was the real deal the whole time.
He's the best.
He was the guy, the absolute guy.
Who's that guy?
So good luck to him and his probably very worried family. They're like, Dad, you're an actor. What are you doing?
I'm arresting these illegals.
If my dad, I mean, like, if my dad decided to do that, I would be like,
I would
I'd be like, that's a really interesting retirement gig. I'm a little.
How much you get paid
I don't know.
for that?
I mean, it's dangerous enough that I
Curious.
imagine it's pretty good.
Like, do you need to go through a physical and stuff? Like
Oh, I'm sure to become an agent.
like police training, basically.
Man, I'm sure
Yeah.
you'll be fine.
Although, yeah, I mean, Dean Cain has been through all that before, because he's actually like an actual deputy in one state. I can't remember which state,
What?
but like he has done like real police work.
Deputy brother? What the hell? This guy's really is the real Superman.
Yeah. I can't remember the exact story, but it was something about like he was filming somewhere and just got caught up in it, like he was playing a cop or something like that.
Yeah.
Just kind of did it for real.
Radio she.
Yeah, wild dude. Anyway. Here's another stupid U.S. blunder for you. Illinois Governor
Come on.
J.B. Pritzker.
Micah's mom.
What?
So another blunder. Micah's mom.
No, what?
The
No.
blunder. What?
Be nice.
No.
Can't slander Micah's mama. He'll chew even
I'm
louder
just
if you do.
I will. I will make this ASMR the best ASMR.
Anyway, the Illinois governor J.B. Pritzker signs legislation to make Illinois the first state to require mental health screenings in public schools. Students from 3rd to 12th grade will be made to take mental health screenings in 2027. That's when it starts. And parents can opt their kids out of it. I don't imagine a lot will. Because if you put your kid in public school, chances are you're not very involved in their education anyway. Some parents are, but most are not.
Do you like animals? Do you like animals in a certain kind of way?
Does it make your
I
pee
don't. I
go
don't.
woo?
What? I don't think those will be the questions. Could be. But obviously,
Wait,
this is
who's dealing out these investigations on the children?
I don't know. I assume that this will be like,
Is it the gay therapist?
oh yeah, for sure, 100%. It will be
Yeah,
that type.
well, then this is gonna be useless.
Well, it's one of those things that sound nice, but it's like, it's just disguising. Keeping kids in line. Because, like, his excuse is like, well, we can root out learning difficulties early on. And it's like, well, you know damn well that every single person is an individual. And everyone learns differently on an individual level. And public school was specifically invented to make workers. Like it was literally made for kids to sit in a boring room and do repetitive things. Because, before that you had your local schoolhouses. And it was just like some mild outsourcing, similar to nannying or having a governess. But public schools was all about the government making it into a machine where you could create people who could be bored factory workers who could, do repetitive tasks all day. So we're going to lock all the kids in a room and make them do repetitive tasks all day. And they'll be good workers for the capitalist machine. And so it's like,
Not the best.
on that, knowing that, like, trying to root out their learning difficulties early does absolutely nothing. Like, it's just an excuse to get them hooked on pharmaceuticals or try to convince them that they're gay or whatever your agenda is. Whether it's ideological or you're getting paid off by somebody.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. The point is, you have an ulterior motive with this that is not going to be good for anyone.
Yeah, the mental health thing is slippery, very, very slippery
Very
slope.
slippery slope.
They don't use it in the right way most of the time. They kind of just abuse the word and then use it as a crutch. And
Yeah,
they
it's become a very
don't have any foundation.
all-encompassing thing.
Yeah, they don't have any foundation to actually help them mentally because they don't know God. So
Yeah, trying to solve
like
mental health problems without spirituality.
it's just not. It just ain't it.
Like
Just ain't
let's
it.
treat you like your head is just a bowl of swirling chemicals, and hopefully that will
So
work.
Yeah. So basically, you're a meat suit. Nothing matters, and you're gonna die
And
in like
you have no
60
real
years.
identity. Nothing is tangible. Nothing is real.
Be whoever you want.
Help me.
And they're like, why are these children mentally unstable? I
Yeah,
just
why are
don't
they
understand.
depressed? Absolutely nothing is stable in their life. Nothing is consistent. But why are they sad?
Wild concepts.
You just need to trust the science. Why are you depressed?
Science is
It's so
telling me
easy.
to end myself because of global warming.
Yeah, those who cannot acknowledge the presence of a soul in the human mind will never be able to help anyone, and will never get anywhere.
No.
Because I've
Definitely
read
not.
enough psychology books to know that, like, scientists recognize that there's something missing. Like, they recognize that they can't explain temperament, that you're born with,
Right.
and stuff like that. Okay, I had more on that list, but I'm absolutely
Blinking a little bit.
suffering with this badass loader. It's
Oh.
like I'm doing absolutely no damage to it. What the
You
hell?
gotta kill the guns first.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically the mid-wit curve.
Yeah, it's like
It's like really.
that there's all these things you can't explain. You know that even like with modern medicine, you can't begin to explain the human brain. Like, to this day, we do not understand the human brain, because there is just an element that we can unlock, we can't understand with science, and obviously that's spirituality.
Yeah, I mean the fact that you're trying to conceptualize and rationalize our capabilities of conceptualizing and rationalizing is proof enough.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean,
Why do we have that and animals don't? We used to think it was more wrinkles, now we know it isn't.
It's the wrinkles,
So
gotta
it's
be.
like-
It's the folds.
It's like you literally cannot explain our level of awareness. Can't be explained.
It's wild. Yeah, I mean we're basically in the era of midwits right now, so like everybody thinks that they're a super intelligent, like know-it-all, but in reality
Yeah,
they're
we know everything. Science can
into
explain
midwit.
everything. And it's like
Yeah.
any
That's the middle of the curve, my friend.
any scientist worth their salt recognizes how little they know.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we.
I mean, that's how smart people work in general. Is
pretty
real
much.
real intelligence is recognizing how little you know, how little you can know with, the small span of your life. Recognizing how much there is to know. Oh, I need help.
I'm coming.
I'm being, like, bombed,
Hey, yo.
but I don't actually have anyone to kill because I'm just getting, like, bombed from the sky. No, don't run away from me! I'm behind you! No, you ran right past me! You
I
blind
thought you were up
fool.
there. Oh, I'm sorry.
But yeah, it's just so annoying to be like, you're just chemical soup. You don't have any real quantifiable needs. Like we can just give each child the same exact thing and the same exact labels. We'll give them a bunch of drugs and we'll call it a day, and that will work fine for everyone and everyone will be happy.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's like, no, they're a human being who's going to be strange and unpredictable. Such as life.
It's almost like the family that they're a part of should be teaching them.
Yeah,
because
I
they
don't
know what their kid needs.
I don't know how we got like the last couple of generations have been like increasingly the laziest parents ever. I don't know how we got there.
I guess it's just too comfortable. Maybe like the culture and everything. It's just very
I don't know.
comfortable.
Like I
You don't
understand
have to be good,
like why
diligent.
the birth rates are low. The feminist movement and, the stigma against giving birth. They try to make
And
it
being,
sound as scary as possible. But also,
a lot of people can't afford it.
because of the terrible economy, yes. But I don't get why the people who can be parents are just like so hands off about it, so utterly trusting. Like I know this one guy, I'm not gonna name names. I know this one guy, he's a great guy. Like he's like
the
in
best.
so many ways like a great
I
father.
want to give him a kiss.
Like he's loving, he's kind, he's firm, he's even-handed. He's like always there for his kids, always doing stuff with them. They seem happy, relatively well adjusted. Bro just like blindly trusts every institution.
Oh no. Oh no, bro.
All of the time. And so
not
like
good.
he's like, one of those people who's like, oh, they can choose their gender, they can choose their name, everything is up in the air and up for them to choose, and they can be whatever they want to be. And
Sure.
I trust the school board to know what's best for them because they're professionals, and I trust their doctors implicitly because they're the professionals and they're the ones with a degree, so they're always
He's
right.
appealing to authority to like the maximum.
Right, pretty much. And so it's like he's like, it's like really weird to me because it's like usually bad parents are just bad parents who are just absolutely absent. But like he's a good parent because he's putting in all this effort, but he's also doing a bad job because there's just he's teaching his kids that there's nothing concrete, and he's not being skeptical. It's like being a father without enough masculinity.
Yeah, you need a healthy dose of
Because like
contesting authority at certain points.
Because it's like it's good to be like in charge of your children. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to drop weapons. It's good to be the boss of your children and everything. God, how is my inventory still full? But like, I feel like it's a real masculine man who also is like the boss of his own life to some degree, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, he's gotta
Like,
have a healthy, like, untrust to the healthy suspicion, healthy something, healthy mistrust in the quote unquote authority over anything. Like, because that's how you make sure that they're doing their job right, is you have to contest them sometimes, or else they can just do whatever they want.
right, exactly. You constantly have to be like it's a man's job to constantly be pushing back on everything else to some degree. Like, you in no way have authority or control over everything in your life. And you definitely shouldn't act like it, because that's really like annoying. Those people are the worst. You know, always constantly trying to do a power grab. It makes you look weak and pathetic.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like a real man is, to some degree, always attempting to have control of his destiny and all of the outcomes. And so you're constantly criticizing and analyzing what everyone else is doing, whether that's the government or school teachers or doctors or whatever else. Because, sure, you have a greater capacity to be wrong about those particular subjects, but they also still have the capacity to be wrong. There are no absolutes in life.
Yeah, so I think his kids are doomed.
I feel like a real man just, kindly, not going around trying to like be the big dog or anything, but like is just constantly pushing back on everyone else's views, everyone else's narratives. Not necessarily being critical, but just always questioning to a healthy degree. Always trying to understand things that he doesn't. Because it's for the safety of oneself and everyone else's to be possessive of a critical eye. I feel like that's how you protect your family, especially in a world that, it isn't like the frontier where you've got,
like isolated.
You're the lawmaker, and you've got all these ne'er-do-wells and predators to fight off and protect people from. It's like, obviously physical protection is part of it, but much more often it's going to be contextual. It's going to keep you from being screwed over by someone's words or decisions.
I mean, if you have a family and you're trying to raise your kids right, you can't just be isolative about it either. You have to go into your general community and make sure everything's good there and you're good with the people in that community and it's a nice environment. And then you have to, culturally around you, you have to try to influence it in the right way to make sure that you're children grow up in a culture that is good for them and is good for their kids. So, I mean, that's a lacking in parenting as well. So he might be doing all the right things when it comes to, taking care of them in certain aspects, but in other aspects, like just basically just throwing them to the wolves. Like after age 16, they're just gonna be completely gone, off the walls, no guidance. So you basically failed, and you should feel bad.
Yeah. And it's sad to see because he's trying. It's like he just it's kind of the cruel irony of bad parenting is the generational effect that it has. Cuz
Yeah.
like he's a good guy who's trying his best, but because of the way that he was parented, he does not have the tools to do the right thing. Try he might.
Yeah. Exactly.
He's
Definitely.
not equipped.
It definitely can affect your kids' parenting skills. But I mean, there's also a counter where you have really bad parents and you are like, wow, this was horrible, and you go the complete opposite way and make up for their faults.
Yeah, some people break
'Cause-
the chain for sure.
Yeah, because they kind of see how bad it was and how bad it affected them, and they're like, I don't want this to happen to my kids. So it can go either way.
Yeah, that's why I think it's disappointing. That people can't, really can't afford to have kids right now, largely, is because I think there's kind of like a flip side where the boomers were such bad parents that, the next group could ironically be some of the best ones.
Right.
Some of the, much more strong people. Because, yeah, it definitely changes you. Like, the way people vote after having kids changes, which is why, people over 30 tend to vote very differently. Like, I think father, the development of the fatherly instincts are essential in one's masculine journey. Like, I think it makes you more of a man and
Yeah.
heightens whatever abilities and good masculine qualities you have.
Oh, show.
It pushes you in a way that's good. Yeah, I don't know.
I think
I just really having a hard time
you should
expressing
introduce
it.
him to Dr. Fauci and his long career in the science and see if he
He's
see what he
he's
says.
actually pretty well versed on that because he's one of the he's one of those like COVID shy people. Because he had like a neighbor that died of it, like his next door neighbor died of it, and then
Of COVID or COVID shot?
of COVID.
Oh, okay.
They were old, but cause of death COVID, and then like he got it right after, and it was kind of bad for him. It was down for like a couple weeks, but it had like that heightened like fear of it because it was like, oh, my neighbor just died of it. So he's like, it's one of those things that he's like really on edge about, and so he's one of like the like ends justified the means kind of guys. Like, oh well, we screwed up. Like they really screwed up the whole thing, and the vaccine thing didn't really work that well, but it was good of them to try so hard.
What?
is the thought process. Like, we know that Fauci is like a terrible liar who is just being totally and ridiculously
That they-
evil, but like
Dude.
their standpoint is that, oh, he's just a big old failure, the poor thing.
Dude, having sympathy and saying it's like good that they at least tried, meaning
Well, thanks for
trying,
trying.
meaning imprison the entire country.
He lied
Put
to
them on
Congress
lockdown.
multiple times, but thanks for trying.
No. Okay. The lockdowns in general don't even work.
No, they
Like,
didn't.
statistically, they don't work. Even if it did work, okay? Let's say hypothetically in fantasy world it did work. It's immoral. It's unethical. You're imprisoning people.
Yeah, they were like, the 3
in their
feet
homes.
thing was kind of arbitrary. It just came about. It just kind of appeared.
The downstream effects of locking people into their homes for many years, and
Yeah, literally a generational
there's
effect.
right, and their excuse is, oh, if it saves, so and so amount of lives. Well, yeah, that's good in the abstract, but when you look at it, I mean, how many lives were affected negatively from all of the lockdowns and enforcements and the forced vaccinations that were pushed back in Congress? Was
We didn't test it, but we promise it's perfectly safe.
Yes, untested, very, very pushed out, like experimental. I'm just like, I don't have any sympathy for people who, if they know all of the things and they still side with that. I'm just like, okay, well, you deserve myocarditis in your heart. Get 20 more vaccines. There you go. You help yourself.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's
And then they force their kids to do it too. Like, that's just, I don't know, man. Like the first vaccine, right? That's fine. A booster vaccine. Oh, okay, yeah, sure, maybe that's not it. Okay, the second booster vaccine. Oh, my kids, they should definitely have. Okay, the fifth booster vaccine. I'm gonna force my kids to take the fifth booster vaccine. No. I'm just.
It's insane. The fact that people are still getting boosters to this day is crazy.
I'm like, what the hell?
My grandfather the
my
other day,
God.
he was like, I think I'm just gonna give up on this. And I'm like, yeah, I think it's fine at this point. It's gone, like, we've had herd immunity for years, and it's gone through everyone multiple times. I think we're okay.
How many boosters did he get?
A lot.
Dude, a lot.
Because our DC family basically pressured him into it. And so he's like, I don't think
Dude,
this
that's
is
messed
doing
up.
anything, and I just get sick when I do it. And it was like, yeah, that doesn't sound good, man.
Yeah, should have seen his arms. His veins all purple.
Yeah, it did not look good.
His arm was all bruised because, old people veins are fragile.
It's like, you need to stop that.
That's just.
It's like,
It's
oh,
absurd.
I got absurdly sick trying to take something to avoid getting sick. Really?
For real?
For real?
Yeah, they do the same thing with the flu and everything. It's just, I don't know.
Like usually in medicine, if something you're taking gives you a bad reaction, like, you stop taking that thing. They don't just keep
it's
giving
not
you
good.
pills. It doesn't matter what it's supposed to be doing. You stop taking that thing. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the flu vaccines, it's like, oh, this may help you this year, maybe. I mean, the flu changes all the time. It's not a guarantee, and also you might have some side effects.
Yeah. And we're,
There you
there's
go.
also a little mercury in there as an agent.
Yeah, it's a little mercury.
It's just a little bit, so it'll be fine because it's just a little bit.
Yeah, it's just a smidge. It's like the Fent. It's just a little Fent.
It's just a little
Fine.
Fent. Just a little bit of Fent. It's all right. We're gonna put a little bit of Fent in a baby. We're gonna put Fent in the babies. We'll get tons of infant death syndrome. We'll be like, why are they suddenly dying? Well, I guess it's infant death syndrome. There's no cause. It wasn't the little bit of
Who
Fent.
knows? It's definitely not
It had
the Fent.
nothing to do with the Fent at all, at any point. It's not the Fent.
Yeah, I mean, I am personally not, totally anti-vaccines overall. I think some are very good, but I need like credible evidence, and then I need,
I need to be picked
what are the
up.
side effects? And, you can't just push something on me and be like, "Oh, take this because the expert said so." It's like, what did they say? Like, what are the Does this actually do anything? I don't know. I need,
Yeah, it needs to be credible. Because it's like, we're all humans making mistakes. Like, do you think the medical industry is just batting 100 every time?
No, they
Like, what?
tend to do some dubious things when unchecked.
That's what I was saying about, like, the autism. People are like, vaccines don't cause autism. And it's like, not a single one of them do. Like I'm not saying, I haven't done the research. I'm not saying that any of them for sure do cause autism. But you're telling me that absolutely none of them have ever had that side effect ever?
Yeah, the claim that
you
all of
checked
them
all
are.
of them? It's absurd.
Don't worry, bro. I checked.
Yeah, don't worry. I
Fine.
checked.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Yeah. When somebody makes a blanket claim like that, and then they don't even have any detailed evidence to back things up. I mean, it's just it's just not
I
it.
can't get too fast enough. I'm trying.
You can't just blanket claim things.
It's not gonna happen. Yeah, I hate that. So it's like, yeah, I'm not. It's so annoying. It's like if you're questioning or critical of anything, people are like, "Oh, so you're just, an absolute, denier 100% against this." And it's like, no, I don't think like you. I don't think in absolutes.
Yeah. It's a hive mind.
Like it's so stupid. It's such a stupid way of thinking. No?
I don't know.
Just dumb propaganda.
Expect from the sheeple.
Yeah.
Like 20% of the population is actual main characters, and there's 80% NPCs.
Yeah, it's like being
Something like that.
having a healthy level of distrust doesn't make you anti anything. It doesn't make you a bigot. It doesn't make you that's the new propaganda. It's question nothing. Have nothing. Be happy. We will tell you what to do, how to think, and you will be happy. Help me.
Wait.
I'm right next to you, please.
The books.
Speaking of which, eating the bugs. Are you a big shrimp eater? Eat a lot of shrimp?
I mean, I like shrimp. Pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't eat a lot of it, but
Do you like fish sticks?
I mean, I could partake,
Oh my gosh.
Do you like
I'm on
putting
fire.
fish sticks in your mouth?
Yeah,
Um,
a few at a
What are you,
time.
some kind of gay fish?
Maybe.
got him.
Too easy. Anyway,
So
We had like 4 at a
it
time. you don't
turns
think?
out that you have been eating shrimp imported from India.
Huh.
This is not like a hidden thing, but a lot of people learned of it recently because Trump put a bunch of tariffs on India, and it saved the Louisiana shrimping industry. Like
Well,
that was just like an unexpected side effect.
So
And there,
India, for some reason, exports hella shrimp to the U.S.
yeah, so apparently almost all of our seafood is from Asia.
They do so much. They do so much overfishing in the Asian countries.
And like even though the
Asia.
FDA isn't there to like see it processed, like they only see it when it comes over, they're like, it's fine, definitely fine, perfectly safe.
There's no.
And it's like this
foot
system
cutting.
is stupid actually. We're doing practically no vetting of this food and calling it vetting.
Dude, India's hygiene when it comes to food is
Yeah.
terrifying. Dude, that's just.
So the memes have
diabolical.
been hilarious because they're like, we've been eating the poop shrimp.
the poop shrimp.
Poop shrimp.
What the
Happy
poop
that-
shrimp?
Shrimp, and shrimp makes me sick, so
Oh.
I have never eaten poop shrimp.
Well, wait, are you like allergic to what are they called? Crustacean?
I don't know, like for sure. I mean, the one time I ate shrimp, I didn't like it, but also it made me very sick afterwards. So
Maybe it was food poisoning.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't eat. I
Gets
don't
crushed
eat a
for
lot of
life.
seafood because of that. Just because it's like
The bugs of the sea.
well that, but it's like
In the sea.
so much more likely to be contaminated in some way.
Anyway,
I mean,
we don't need it anyway. Beef is probably the greatest food God gave us, so
True.
you
It's
don't.
true.
It is the best.
It
I
is the
mean,
best food there is.
I like seafood, but I mean, I think I would definitely need to eat, beef still.
Yeah,
I don't know if I could just eat seafood.
I like it, but I really very rarely find myself choosing it. Like occasionally I'll order like some fish tacos or something like that, but most of the time,
Yeah.
if I'm out and about, it's like, gosh, give me like a big old burger or something. You know?
Yeah.
I've only thought about having seafood if I'm like somewhere like in San Diego where you're on the
Right. If
coast,
it like
so-
if it's like Maine or something and it's gonna be hella fresh, then yeah,
yeah,
of course.
that's where you want it.
But otherwise, it's like it's gonna be it's gonna be the same imported like Walmart quality stuff.
Yeah. It's true.
Walmart.
Every time I'm out, I try to get seafood because we raise our own beef, so I have like tons and tons of like cow on hand. So I'm like, man, I need some seafood because it's like I don't get that. You gotta mix it up,
Yeah.
you know.
I think as long as you're particular about where it comes from, it's all right.
Yeah. I usually get it at like higher end restaurants. I don't know where they source it from, but I
Yeah.
like Red Lobster. Red Lobster's really good.
Yeah, I don't know where they
I've
get
heard
their
Red
stuff.
Lobster
I've
is
heard good
pretty
stuff from Red
but
Lobster.
I've never been.
I've heard it's good as far as chain restaurants go.
And you get a bunch of bread, dude.
I've actually
You get,
never
like-
been to a Red Lobster.
Oh, really?
Really? Yeah.
Everybody goes on about them cheddar biscuits.
Yeah, them
Dude,
cheddar
them
biscuits.
cheddar biscuits.
Them cheddar
Damn.
biscuits.
Them
Dude, we get
cheddar
about-
biscuits.
We get about 2, you know those like styrofoam takeout things that you take home? Those styrofoam things. We get about like
Everything's out
2
of
of
ammo.
them. 2 of them full of the cheddar biscuits.
Dude, that is nuts,
like,
dude.
Like towards the end, we're like, "Oh, can we have some more biscuits?" You're like, "Oh yeah, man, sure." And then they come back, they're like, "Oh, can we have more biscuits?" While we're,
Another
giving
vending
them the
machine.
money for
Yeah, ammo.
for the
That's
food.
awesome. You're just like hassling Red Lobster.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh,
I'm gonna
whatever,
stockpile
man."
some biscuits and then take them all home with me. It's kind of baller.
It's true every time.
I can respect that.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty expensive, so
If
I mean, not like super.
if the
expensive, but-
audience couldn't tell that we're rednecks, they know now.
I mean, you gotta do what you can, man.
Gotta do.
Get them cheddar
You
biscuits.
gotta do what you gotta do.
And spend all that money on the seafood. Might as well get some free biscuits.
That's true. That's true. What the heck? One of the robots fell down at the spawn. So weird.
So weird.
But yeah, there was a whole like news segment done on these Louisiana shrimpers. And it's a bunch of guys like, "Yeah, I didn't know if we were gonna make it this year. India's kicking our butts." And it was like, "Yeah, I didn't know that was in danger, basically." And it kind of made me mad.
Yeah.
Because it was like just a bunch of like cool dudes on a boat. And it's like, who these days is passionate about shrimping? Like, if these guys want to, like, if these bunch of, normal dudes want to go out on their boats and do some shrimping, and that's their dream, is to, live their life shrimping, then they should be able to do that. Like, that's
Right.
a part of the American dream, is for that to be an
Yeah, I
option.
mean-
So if you can't do that, that's just anti-American. It's just wrong.
Yeah, and I'm sure the safety
Just pick
standards
me up
for
while you're
the
over here.
shrimp that they catch and stuff, the
Well, yeah, way higher because they're doing it in America.
way higher.
So
So you're getting a better-
They've got licenses and standards, and it's actually being inspected by someone.
And it's probably subject to less preservatives.
Right, it's not
and
injected with not
containers.
injected with something crazy, frozen, and then shipped a million miles over here, and declared fine somehow.
Ate the poop shrimp.
Oof.
But I don't know. I wasn't expecting it to make me mad, but it was like, let these guys do whatever they want.
Let them
Trying to
shrimp.
make an honest living, just shrimping on a boat.
Shrimp pimping over here.
If they can't do that, then what is the point of America? What is the point? What are we doing here?
Yeah, I thought this was America.
Like it's a joke. It sounds silly, but really, it's like just the ways in which American industries are absolutely screwed over by foreign countries is just insane. Like, no one can make anything. No one, like, we're not allowed to have industry. You can't just do what you want for a living because there's someone you know, there's some slave in another country who's making it way cheaper, and in a way that's then going to poison the Americans who buy or consume it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a monumentally screwed up system
It really is.
where we can't thrive and then we get hurt because of it. Whether that's fiscally, mentally, or physically because the items are garbage. It's just wrong. Let the men shrimp. Let them shrimp.
Shrimping.
Let them shrimp.
Shrimp. Should be on a shirt.
We should get T-shirts. It'll be the weirdest in joke. Let
them shrimp.
them shrimp.
Let them shrimp.
It's gonna be like the cry for American industry. Let them shrimp.
Yes.
We must shrimp.
Yeah, that's
We have to shrimp.
That's definitely one of the really good things about the tariffs is it just, you know, stops some of that very abusive
Are you close enough to pick me up?
No, I'm dying.
Oh.
Hold on. No, hold on. I'm almost there. 1 second.
industries.
Right.
Just
Oh my
so
gosh.
close to putting this thing
That are
down, I would
the-
feel stupid to die.
Oh.
Yeah, so I guess the point is the tariffs are working because they actually are saving American industries. Huzzah!
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Screw you, India, and your
And
weird
your gross
food processing.
shrimp.
Your poop shrimp.
We don't want your poop
Yeah,
shrimp
you
here.
stupid Poop shrimp.
You know, most of the shrimp has the poo poo in it. Do you know that?
The poo poo and the shrimp?
Mhm.
Poop shrimp?
Yeah.
Do you mean because they're like bottom feeders?
Like you have to.
Like-
No, you have to.
Oh, you mean they have their poop
I think
in
it's
them?
called deveining. Yeah.
Right, of
you
course.
eat the poo
I
poo.
mean, that's just animals.
Well, no, you. I mean, that's not all. Like most things, you don't eat the poop with the animal.
Oh. I'm like struggling
Like
to
the shrimp
understand
is.
what you're saying. So you're saying
It's called devein.
that the
it's
poop
like a
is
little
not
line.
removed from the shrimp, is what you're saying.
Right. Yes. Some, like depending on how you prepare the shrimp, you can eat it with the poo poo in it. The shrimp poo poo.
Well,
And it's fine,
that's
technically.
interesting.
So my kill.
Like I've done
Sorry.
that many times where you just eat the shrimp with the poo poo in it.
You eat
I mean,
poop?
it's just yeah, because they eat like plankton and stuff, so it's just like I think they eat plankton, right? They eat some like organic green stuff, so it's basically just doesn't taste like anything.
I think you're right.
So yeah, I've eat shrimp poo poo. So yeah, just throwing that out there.
Thanks for sharing that with the class.
It's not like a big deal,
It's just edges of a poo poo. It's not a big deal.
but like okay, so if Indians are preparing the shrimp, okay, that's another level. They chop food with their toenails. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen
there's
videos
no
of-
way the standards are up to code. Like, there's no way.
Like they have utensils and knives, and they choose to use their toenails, man. Explain this. Explain.
Yeah, it's kind of wild, man.
Yep. So, you too can eat the shrimp poo poo. I say it's seasoning for shrimp.
Ew. Eat the shrimp.
If you say so.
Like free seasoning. You don't have to buy salt or pepper or anything. Just eat the poo poo.
Just eat the poo poo.
So, this week was the 80th anniversary of when we bombed Hiroshima.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, what? Oh no, super sad. It's terrible. Terrible. Gosh.
It was really cool, but
American victory.
a lot of people died.
Awful. Right.
Yeah.
I
mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. The emperor was like, "To the last child, we will stand and kill the demons." They were all brainwashed and everything. It was really bad. Japan was really bad, and they did lots of war crimes.
Yeah, the mindset of the whole thing was not good. They were ready to just throw bodies at us.
Yeah. So.
They needed to rethink that stance.
Yeah, that was
there's some really good grenades down
very.
here.
That was a tactical nuke, as we call it in the gamer universe. Yeah.
Got an idea.
Tactical. It's like strategically placed ones to mitigate further casualties.
Where are you?
I'm down below where we started, like where the spawn is. Because I'm just trying to pick up some grenade mods. 253. Ooh. Hell yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Perfect.
This one's 2378.
Yeah, I picked like a one that was like a 3 something. So I'm good now.
Ooh.
Anyway, so at Disneyland on It's a Small World, it's the ride, it's the boat ride with all the dolls. It's supposed to be like a world unity thing. Like, hey, we're all alike. It's a small world after all. We're all human beings. So let's be nice to each other. Yippee, yippee, yippee. And someone placed a roasty toasty Asian doll on the ride. With a sign. Well, it was like all blackened and like with ragged clothing and stuff. So it with a sign that said "Remember Hiroshima,"
dude,
which is just so stupid.
That's kind of wild.
Disney World of all places.
Why would you put it on like that? I don't.
Yeah, really killing the mood with the grimness of that. Not really the point of the ride. But we actually know who did it. It was freaking Ben. It was freaking Ben Cohen of Ben and Jerry's again.
What the hell?
And he got caught in 4K placing it on the ride. There's like even a picture in the articles about this, which is hilarious. Like him literally like leaning over the side of the boat to put the doll down, like the exact moment, which I thought was really funny.
Thank you.
That's crazy.
Like absolutely caught. So funny. Unfortunately, because he's a famous person, he got off with a warning.
Why?
Which is so irritating because people have been banned from Disney parks worldwide for far less. Far less. Like, they are really, really touchy.
Probably like, all right, Ben, we're gonna ban you. And he's like, well, I've got ice.
Really touchy
I've got ice cream right
about
here.
people
There would
doing
be
things on the ride, especially setting anything on the ride. And especially about doing anything that could be categorized as a protest. Like, nothing, like, very few things. Like, I guess violence is the only thing that would get you banned from Disney for life faster than doing some kind of protest, because it's private property. And Disney policy says you can't do that. And I mean, some people have gotten like away with protests in the park if it's like Disney related, like protesting a ride's closure or something like that. But usually when it comes to like political things, they're like, absolutely not. Do not come back. So I was pretty disappointed because I was like, oh, he's going to get it. And then he did not. He wasn't even kicked out of the park on the day.
What?
So stupid. I was like, what? They were like, no, you're not allowed to do that. Okay.
Don't do it.
But I think old Benny Boy here is a good example of, oh gosh, I should have gotten more ammo before we started this.
I didn't know what was about to happen, so
This is not good. This is not an easy fight. But anyway, he's a good example of why no one takes lefties seriously, because with Ben Cohen's level of money and power, like, he really could make a difference in the world.
ice
He
cream.
could make a positive difference in this world. He could do a lot of good with his money and influence and power. But instead, he chooses to do stupid-ass stunts like this. And so people have, like, no choice but to go, well, you're just crazy, dude. You're just a crazy man. Like, no one listens to you when you do stuff like this. Like, if this were a really, like, contentious subject and one's ability, you were in a position where one's ability to protest was being oppressed, if you were being silenced and you really needed, something desperately put out there and you needed to make a big show of it like this, I could understand the action of, making a statement. But when you don't have to do it this way and you have the ability to, like, be so much more effective and make an actual change, when you choose to do it this way, then everyone knows that you're just a crazy person. And there's no reason that they would listen to you. So all you are is a disruptor. You're just annoying. You're like an annoying bug who won't stop doing stupid things. You won't stop buzzing around us and being an annoying distraction.
Yeah, it's like the virtue signaling thing. It's not actual
Right, it doesn't mean
genuine
anything.
virtue, or
You're not putting in the work. You're just loudly complaining about everything. So who would listen to you?
he's dumb.
So he's just a crazy person. That's all. He's just a big old dummy who could.
He should
And we
he
all
should
know
send every
he's fighting
Japanese.
Disney with ice cream.
No, he should send everybody who lives in, what was it, Hiroshima or something?
Hiroshima, yes.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki, free ice cream. Huh?
Sorry we bombed you. Here's some free ice cream.
Yeah. Like, here you go. There's some ice cream. Or make like a flavor, and all the proceeds go
What
to.
funny name would you name this flavor?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, dude, I would go off the deep end.
I
don't
know,
think
I was just thinking the same thing. There's so many opportunities.
Well, you'd have 2 flavors, one for Hiroshima and one for Nagasaki. So what would
The
Hiroshima?
Hiroshima chocolate bomb.
Uh,
The
I don't know.
Nagasaki fruit explosion.
Nuclear Nagasaki.
Nuclear Nagasaki, that's so good.
I was thinking
Think
something
about
with
that.
radiation, like I don't know, like melting. There could be some
Oh, I'm
very
sure there's a
good
wealth of
names.
puns that one could make, for sure.
Would it get past, all of the things that you need to get past? No, but
It would
that's
be
what you should do,
hilarious.
and then like a percentage of proceeds go to I don't know, Japanese children in need or something. I don't just do that. Boom.
Well, it's starting to get ridiculous because, like, U.S.-Japan relations are actually very positive right now. We're both very different societies, and, like, we've gotten to the point where barely anyone who was there is still alive. Like we're getting to the point where it's very close to ancient history, basically. So, like, I agree that we should never forget it and all that, but we don't have anything to make up for it. We don't need to
Ice
be
cream.
like spreading awareness. It's just something that should be taught in school. Because that was his thing. He was like, oh, I feel like we're beginning to forget that because we are giving money to people who are bombing Gaza kids. And it's like, this does, like, even if you were right, this doesn't equate at all. Like, of all the, like, war crimes in human history, Nagasaki seems a little random. It kind of felt like you just went with the most extreme and dramatic one that you could think of.
Like the U.S.
And
nuked
you picked
Japan.
to complain about
Crazy.
that one.
It was wild.
Just seems a little arbitrary. That's all. Like,
Yeah.
what war crime or questionable war event bombing related thing anniversary is coming up? I've got to ruin my family Disney trip.
Virtue signal.
I must
I must
embarrass
do absolutely
children
nothing
publicly.
but pretend like I'm doing something.
Must
one.
do
Hershey
something to
Sheer-
feel good about myself.
Hershey Sheer.
Hershey Shirama. That's chocolate bomb.
Really rolls
Explosion.
off the tongue, doesn't it?
Hiroshima.
Shirama.
I need to Photoshop this.
Hershey Roma.
Oh shit, I'm dying.
Hiroshima. Explosion. Bussin'.
What, dude?
Hiroshima bussin'.
What are you going on?
Are you okay? Are you, like, shorting out over there?
I don't know.
I think he's lost the
my-
plot here.
Bussin' bomb. Listen, okay, my idea is better than his idea.
I agree. Because he's just being stupid.
Yeah. I mean, you get like actual, awareness or whatever you want to call it, and you get to help children in need by using your franchise in a community effort Like, isn't that just a lot better? I don't know.
I think so.
I mean, who doesn't want to help children in need? Come on.
Yeah. There's starving kids in Japan. Sheesh.
I'm saying they need the
Just eat it. Eat the
they need
Hershey
the rice
Roma ice
bowls.
cream.
Hershey Roma ice cream.
Do it. It's for the kids.
Obviously.
All right. I think it's.
if they came out with a flavor called Hersheyama chocolate bomb ice cream, I would eat it, honestly.
I mean, yeah, I would
Yeah.
try it.
I mean,
Oh
absolutely.
no.
I mean,
It's like a
gotta be
little-
better than, what is it? The Tonight
My game
Dough,
crashed,
where it has
sorry.
Jimmy Fallon's face on it.
Stay alive.
A night dough.
Well, now I gotta stay alive long enough. No, I just revived you though. How is your game?
I don't know. But
Tonight.
Standing there. Oh, there you go. Now you're gone. Shit.
let's talk about England.
Quick, get back in. I'm about to die.
I'm trying.
Well, I hope it doesn't reset the progress.
It probably will. I blame Micah.
I do blame Micah.
So it turns out the
Weird.
whole stop the far right protesters are being bussed in.
It has not restarted.
Being busted?
Yeah, they're bussing.
She.
No, they're being like bussed around England. So people are seeing like
Busting
the
around
same
England?
Busting around England.
the same the same protesters are popping up all over the place, all over the country basically. So they're like I mean, like, they literally like dragged up did some actual journalism and like dragged up a bunch of dirt on one guy, and he'd featured in protests all over the country in all kinds of towns, and he's not like just someone who's like really active and cares. He literally like lives alone, has his own place, but on paper, you know, doesn't actually have a job. But somehow affords to live on his own and spend all of his time at these protests. And it's like, okay, obviously he's a paid protester. He's getting paid under the table by the government.
He like doesn't have a job or anything.
Yeah, and there's a whole thread down below of different people who are being caught doing this basically. Cuz there's basically like a team of them. And they're at everything, marching for, you know, transgenderism, marching for immigration, for whatever the government needs them to do.
Yeah.
But mostly for the whole stop the far right thing, to make it seem like that's an issue that the people of England are actually upset about, when it's not at all. Because most of them are on the fairly normal side. And so it's not surprising. I mean, many people have been theorizing this for a while, but I just thought it was worth pointing out that not really a theory. It's clearly something that's happening. And that's really scummy and terrible. And so it's something worth bringing up when people act like
Roland stole my kill.
their government. Well, it certainly wasn't me. It must have been Roland.
I just said Roland stole my
Oh, I thought you
kill.
said someone.
Oh, Roland.
Pick me
did.
up.
I can't. I'm dead.
Well, so am I.
Yeah, I mean, dude, paid protesters are just insane, bro. It's diabolical.
Yeah, you can't say anymore that their government isn't running propaganda. You can't say that they don't have a very specific agenda. You know exactly what their agendas are now, because it's whatever they're paying to be advocated for.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's like everything said about the government is true, about their government is true. They really are that scummy.
Really bad. And gay.
No!
What are they?
Freaking Lilith took my kill!
What are they protesting
How
for?
dare you, Lilith?
Are they counter protesting or just?
No, it's something called Stop the Far Right.
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
There is no far right.
No, there isn't. It's like
They're all
anyone
just-
who's even just remotely reasonable and critical and questionable
Yeah.
is far right. They called
like
J.K.
a
Rowling
small
far right, which
minority.
is hilarious and absurd. She's an absolute
Right.
liberal.
It's like a small minority of patriots, England patriots, and the rest are just.
Yeah, there's the people who have the balls to say something, and then there's everyone else. That's pretty much it. You know, Connor Tomlinson, one of the Lotus Eaters guys, he's the one with the glasses and the big lips. And he was on Tim Pool, basically explaining to Tim how screwed Britain is.
Yeah.
I don't watch Tim Pool. I find his voice annoying.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a Ben Shapiro.
Yeah.
He's libertarian / liberal.
Well, you know.
Ben Shapiro. Yeah.
But Connor had shared the clip, so I saw it. And he gave... I would recommend looking at it, because he gave a lot of facts about the English military I didn't know. Apparently, they could be taken over super easily by practically anyone. Like even small countries, because like their number of active military is so small. I wish I could remember what the number was, but it is staggeringly small. And so they were and it was because they were like joking about America taking over Britain and saving them, and Connor was like, "No, you could do that. You could do that so easily and quickly. It would hardly be a fight if they were dumb enough to, make it a fight. It wouldn't last very long."
Yeah, that is interesting. I mean, I assumed that, no one wants to fight for Britain, but
Right, yeah.
now it's confirmed.
I knew their young
that...
people were pretty disenfranchised, and I knew that, like, their standards for military had greatly lowered, but I didn't know that they just, straight up just don't have the numbers. And the fact that they have allies is strong allies is the only thing that keeps them from, being invaded in that way. They have been invaded, but not like that.
The mighty have fallen. it's like I don't know. I mean, great empires, rise and fall, kind of
Yep, pretty much.
sad, but
It's very sad. They were very interesting people in culture, but the sun is setting on the British Empire.
Britain is no
It was-
more. It has now
It was
become
cool while it lasted.
Muhammad land.
Land of the Muhammads.
Land of Muhammad.
The things they're telling me, they're crazy. They're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Everybody's marrying their cousin, everybody's doing it. That's what they tell me.
Popular.
You wouldn't believe it.
They say it's the best. I'm like, you're kind of weird.
They say, that's nice. I'm,
Even in the family.
It's kind of odd. I don't like my cousin that much, but, to each their own. I won't judge. Maybe a little bit. Maybe I judge a little bit. But not much. They say it's very nasty people. Very nasty people. They don't like English people. They don't like the crumpets. They won't drink the tea. Tea time is a thing of the past. You wouldn't believe it. It's crazy things they're telling me. Crazy things. Ooh. Most of the relics I find are crap, but that was actually pretty good. What have I got right now? Ooh, I don't know. I think the one I have is still better. So we now have statistics from the past year. So almost half of all sex offenses in London last year were committed by foreigners. I think it was about 47%.
Oh.
And that number is actually bigger because more than half undoubtedly are committed by non-natives. But the figures are only by nationality, not by ethnicity. So anyone who is being counted as a naturalized English person are not being counted. So they're rather than counting by ethnicity, which would then show that more than half the rapes are being done by foreigners. If that makes sense. So they're fudging the numbers, and the numbers are still this freaking bad. Which is crazy to think about. Afghans were the worst offenders. Again. Who'd have thought? And the following 9 are all majority Muslim countries as well. So the top 10 most prevalent ethnicity of sex offender is all majority Muslim countries.
I mean,
what does that tell you?
Who would have thunk that the
I know, who'd have thought?
cultures that treat women like dogs are gonna, sexually assault people.
Right?
I mean,
Who would have expected that?
No,
Not me.
it's just weird. That's very weird, bro. That's crazy because it's like they're still a minority, I think, but they're doing. It's kind of like some crime statistics over here in the U.S. looking like you know, hmm. It's interesting comparison here. The minorities.
Yeah. It's kind of nuts.
Well, they should have stopped their white privilege, man.
I know.
Maybe this wouldn't happen.
What were they thinking? All that white privilege.
They're just, deserve it. Their ancestors were evil people, and so they should suffer the consequences. And yeah. They should just roll over there.
Oh,
Accept it,
obviously.
I guess.
Obviously.
I don't know. That's really weird. Like, some women, when they get assaulted or whatever, they'll not tell anyone and like not try to like implicate anybody. They're just like it's like a snitch thing, I guess.
Yeah, they're
I
like,
don't
oh,
know.
I don't want to
Yeah,
get anyone in trouble. It's very
it's
weird
like
mentality.
confrontational avoidance, and I'm just
It's
shocked. I'm like,
mind-boggling.
this person just did the worst thing to you, and you're worried about his feelings.
Yeah, the
and
worst thing that they
like,
could do to you. And you're
just
like, well... And it's like...
I don't want to prosecute
And
anybody.
it's like, I get
just
that some people, like... don't want to, like, draw it out and go through even more pain, but it's like... You gotta have some balls. You have to have some dignity. This is the only... Like, especially with that sort of offense, like you definitely feel like you've been stripped of of a lot of your dignity, and like that's the only way that you can gather it back is to stick it to them and make sure that they answer for it. And they're the one that gets put in a tin can for the rest of their life.
Right. Even if not for you, because you're, whatever, depressed or...
Right, even if not for you, like, as a
you're
public
self-terminate.
service, for goodness sakes.
Yes, for somebody else's sake. Can you please, like...
Like, it is the right thing to do on so many levels.
Bring forth this absolute demon. This is a dog. It's got that dog in him.
It's crazy.
So yeah, some women, that's what they do, and I'm just like, why? Why do you do this? I don't understand. It's really weird.
Yeah.
How many more subjects we have left?
Not many. Just a few.
Just a few, bro. Just a few.
So, it's crazy because back before they started, like, importing people in the 90s, London would literally have, like, one sexual assault a month.
Yeah.
And, like, sometimes it was more or less, but, like, I think they averaged, like, 6 rapes a year. And so in rural parts of England, only a couple decades ago, you would literally go, like, literally months without any kind of sex offenses from anyone, and literally years and years without any rapes. And people will say, "Oh, you're exaggerating, you're nostalging," and it's like, no, it really was that good. It really was that polite of a society. And so just for it to be the absolute polar opposite is insane. Because even without that history, these numbers are insane. But just the fact that it used to be this really nice, homogenous country where law and order was kept up is significant. It just makes it all the worse that this is so egregiously
We need
horrible.
infinite Muhammads. We must have infinite Muhammads.
Must have infinite Muhammads.
I want at least 50 Muhammads in my general vicinity. Feel safe. Dude, I'm becoming so much more racist. Like every year of my life passes. It's insane.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's not what he means.
My prejudicial instinct is becoming stronger and stronger.
Yeah, I would say that's more accurate. Because the thing is,
I'm going to prejudge you and then talk to you
when
and
you're
then
young
reassess.
and you're like idealized about everything, and you're like, well, this,
We can all
yeah, we can all be friends. Everyone can be happy, and you get older and you just realize that there are some cultures that are just bad and bad for everyone. There's some religions that are just bad and bad for everyone. And there are some people groups that just shouldn't mix. And that's for the
Pretty
best.
much.
And so it's not about race at all. That's just, a
Yeah, I mean, culture and
coincidence,
race
pick me
go
up, pick me
hand
up.
in hand, but
Can't.
Gosh, I hate your special ability. Micah, we need you to just be a medic.
I need a medic over
When
here.
I go down, he can't pick me up because he's always killing himself.
I want my robot to come in and kill everybody, so you can't pick yourself up.
Well, that's plenty annoying, but if you make
I
up,
need a
if
medic over
you
here.
actively make up for it by increasing your personal awareness, then it should even out.
Yes.
Because we're trying to fight a boss that doesn't have any minions, and we keep dying before we can get its health all the way down. So it's not really
That's
working out very well.
whack.
Yeah, no, it's just like the Muslim thing. It's just you recognize it, you know enough now about what Muslims do when they go to other countries and how they operate in their country, and you know enough about the Quran to go, this is something that encourages, literally says that they have a right to rape women and conquer other people and be violent pedophiles, basically. And so you go, okay, that's actually a bad thing. But of course, because they're slightly darker skinned than you, there's someone always around the corner to call you a racist. And I think there's always a temptation to say as much.
I think you're just a bigot, honestly.
We don't need to. I'm not gonna bother jumping back into the game. our last few articles are kind of like a thing I need to read anyway.
Okay.
But
Are
yeah,
you
and I
big
mean, it's
Jaeden?
the same thing with like hood culture. Like
Oh.
getting older and growing up in the world, it's so easy to be radicalized against that because you see these patterns of these people that are causing you problems, who are stealing from you, who are, shooting people.
Yeah.
Like a local actor actually recently died, and he got shot in the face, and
What?
there were it was really weird because I know a bunch of people who knew him, so like I heard about it before it actually like hit all the news sites, and it was super weird to see like a few days later it explode on the news. It was all over the place.
brother.
But
What
basically
the-
he was walking his dog, and there was a couple who were arguing, and it looked like the dude was gonna get violent and was gonna hit her. And he decided
Yeah.
to like step in, which, was probably the altruistic thing to do. But also he did so without being prepared for an
Right.
actual fight. And so the dude just, shot him in the face.
He just whipped it out and just boom.
And I was reading about it, and it was like it was saying like the details, because it was like, oh, the killer's been identified. And I was like, all right, I want to see who that is. And before I like saw a picture, I read that the kid was 19. It was a 19-year-old, and I instantly knew what race this guy was,
Yeah.
because your brain, your brain's not racist. It just sees all these patterns. We sit around talking about the weekly news all the time, and obviously, local actors getting shot in the face is, important news. It's not our fault who the perpetrators are. You just start to see all these patterns reading those sorts of things, and you go, okay, domestic dispute outside, 19 years old, ends up with a shooting. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? We all
I'm going
know.
to bed.
Obviously, it's the Asian
We all know who it
Good night,
is.
all.
persuasion.
Wet dreams.
Good night, Jensen. Smooches.
You have good night sleep. Oh.
Yeah, that was for you.
So it's really
Hold them tight.
so like
Well-
you get radicalized against stuff like hood culture that that breeds these types of people who shoot dudes walking their dogs in the face. You go,
Yeah, that really sucks.
it happens enough times, and you go, okay, that's a bad culture. That's not a thing. But then, yet again, there's always someone around the corner to tell you that you're racist. When in reality, it wasn't about race. It's never been about race. It will never be about race. And so it is. So getting older and being in the world has nothing to do with race and everything to do with building up reasonable prejudices against groups that are not good for a society.
Dude, that's like basically what I said earlier. Totally.
And sometimes that's our, evil, rich white overlords, and sometimes it's the 19-year-old black hoodlums. And race has nothing to do with it. It's just an outcome of...
Mm,
It's just an outcome of
Happens to be
various
related.
historical events that we are now dealing with the long-term consequences of. And it doesn't make us racist to criticize either any group or either end of the spectrum, or however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
We have a right to know, an obligation to point out what's wrong and what's right. So last thing from England.
So true.
Nigel Farage, you know, the Reform UK guy who was supposed to be like their Lord and Savior or whatever, he supports men in women's prison.
Where, dude, did a worm like get inside his ear?
I don't know. I don't know what happened to him.
controlling
I
him?
don't know if he was scared straight by someone. I'm really not sure what happened
I
exactly.
thought he was the based man.
He was. Everybody hated him because he was on TV saying base things.
Obviously, they got some dirt on him or something. This is like,
And his argument is that, oh, it's all about risk assessment.
dude, shut the. What do you mean? What do you mean risk assessment? He's got different parts, my dude. The risk assessment's there. You're gonna have another child in the prison, or you're gonna have a child in the prison.
Yeah, he's a criminal with a penis. What do you think's gonna happen?
Yeah, he's not gonna use it. Come on.
Bro is absolutely
The only-
starved. It doesn't matter if he's in there for, you know, accounting fraud or whatever.
Yeah, you know how many straight dudes in prison do gay stuff? Like, a lot of them.
Like it's just a like you're
happens.
just dealing with a desperate human. Is all that's happening. It's not about risk
Yeah.
assessment at all.
So, I mean, the only acceptable, I wouldn't accept anything, but if I were to accept something, it would be castration fully, and then he can enter the prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, and like pump him full of
That
estrogen
would be the
or something.
compromise.
Like do something to make him calm. Because you still have like the
Yeah.
violence problem. You still have the problem of him being, you know, more powerful than everyone else. So he'd have to be castrated and, you know, well and truly subdued in some way. And then at that point, it's like, what's the point of anything that we're doing? Why are we placating them? Like, you forfeited your rights by committing a crime, and that's why you're here. You don't you don't get an opinion on what happens next. That's the whole point. Like, it's literally just
Nigel.
it's just anti the entire concept of prison. Like, who cares what he says his pronouns is? That's not the point at all. Yeah, Nigel is just more disappointing every single day. And this like just last week, like Jordan sent me a video where he was like condemning Sharia law or whatever. And so it was like, oh, okay, maybe he's breaking out a little bit. Maybe he's getting angry. I was like, no. He's still kowtowing. It's just so annoying. It was like he was saying all of these like bold and based things, and then it was like as soon as he got in the spotlight and the pressure started to come on, he's just too scared to be upfront.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's just very disappointing.
The deep state's got him. Got him by
They
the
got him
balls
by
or
the
something. I don't know.
balls. Yeah, it was like the right person threatened him, put pressure on his family. I don't know what happened, but
Like, your whole family's going to die if you don't start becoming gay and liberal. He's like, oh no. Don't do it.
All right, so back to America. Bo DeMayo.
DeMayo.
Bo DeMayo.
Huh?
He is a
DeMayo.
writer.
Oh,
And
DeMayo.
he was he's done quite a few things, but he was known as he was recently the head writer of the cartoon X-Men 97 on Disney Plus. And he gave a long tweet about what happened, because basically he got fired from the show, and you know, that was all well and good. He wasn't going to say anything about his bad experience, but then they tried to like frame him as a sexual predator without any evidence, like just slandering the man. And he was like, okay, I'm saying something.
Like, all right, that's it.
All right, so here's the tweet. I'm gonna read most of it for you. He says, okay, to those asking why I'm not so hard on Superman, the answer is I've never worked with Gunn or DC. Like Matt Shankman and the writers of Fantastic Four, I've sat in the creative meetings at Marvel Studios. They're horrible. You basically sit in a room with Kevin Feige and Louis D'Esposito, or however you say that, Lou D'Esposito, and try to pitch your movies while also realizing that Kevin just wants you to dictate his rushed thoughts. Victoria used to be in these, but Kevin and Lou had so mistreated her that in one of my Blade meetings, she showed up with sugar cookies she'd baked just to help improve morale. You're even told not to try to pitch ideas from the comics because Lou isn't a big comic guy and it'll turn him off. You sit and talk about craft and story and characters, only to have Kevin and Lou say, yeah, well, all we need to do is make sure it's fun, etc., etc. There's no spark. There's no vision. Marvel is a slaughterhouse factory where you watch fresh meat get spoiled as it slowly makes its way through the assembly gears of mediocre thinking, and this weird hatred for their own product. This is why Rob Liefeld isn't just some bitter old man. Talking about the comic book writers is met with open contempt. I had to fight to get the Lawalds involved on X-Men 97, and even then the dismissive news with which Dana Vasquez Eberhardt spoke about them, basically telling me the OG creators were meant to be seen, not heard, to appease fans. I wanted to co-write an episode with them, and that was Dana's response. I even remember wanting to talk to Chris Claremont and being shut down, or wanting Joe Madureira to do posters, just as I was scolded for being too friendly with fans or coming off too much as one.
It's wild.
Which is crazy, because like Chris Claremont, in my opinion, is like the best person to ever write X-Men. His run is the absolute like elite. So if anyone could have made that show a million times better, it would have been him. And then he goes on, the tweet goes on to like go on about, you know, the failed Blade movie. And he was talking about how his original draft for the script, which goes super hard on the Blade lore. Like, this guy knows so much more about Blade than I do. I'm kind of impressed. Which is nice. When I watch something like this, I like to go, okay, this person knows more about this than I do. Like, I really hate watching new Star Trek and, you know, like watching the J.J. Abrams Star Trek and being like, okay, I know so much more about Star Trek than these people. That's not the feeling you want to have.
No.
Anyway, he goes on about the Blade script and he says, okay, to Kevin's credit, he liked the idea, as well as my pitch that magic is to Blade what snakes are to Indiana Jones. He hates magic. But then Lou felt it was too comic book, while Mahershala bumped on there being magic in the film tonally. And then I watched as them and Nate Moore picked it apart and were off to a new draft. It's a broken machine, and so I can see where Matt and his team probably had great ideas, only for Marvel's arrogance to destroy them. And then there was like a response tweet after that. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Someone was basically like, man, that's crazy. And he was like, I got scolded once for emailing Kevin and the Marvel execs because my email started, greeting X executives, like X-Men. I was immediately told Kevin despises being called an executive because he sees him and his parliament as artists. It's hard to honor your characters when that's the priority over a well-meaning X-Men pun.
That's
End quote. Yeah, that is a level of touchy that is really embarrassing. But yeah, what he says really, really rings true, and it really makes a lot of sense. Because Kevin Feige was in an interview talking about how they couldn't get Blade off the ground, and he was like, well, we couldn't figure it out. We didn't want to just put him in a leather jacket and have him fight vampires. I was like, what the hell else is he supposed to do? That's Blade.
I mean, that's like what happens.
That's exactly what you were supposed to do. That was your one job. It really was that simple.
Yeah.
But basically, it just...
This is why, you know, big old companies should not have all these dang franchises, because they're just soulless,
high
man.
on their own success.
I don't understand
that, you know, they want to think that all this brilliance comes from them, and so they just have this hatred for the comics, and, you know, hatred for what they're doing. And it's like, yeah, of course everything's turning out crap. Like, they don't even like it. Like, it was funny that I mentioned Star Trek as an example, because that's the same problem. You got people making Star Trek who are like, yeah, I never liked it.
Like, screw those people who made it what it was.
So basically,
I'm better.
You know, Marvel creative meetings, if you can call them that, are just a jerk-off circle where these execs want to feel like, you know, everything was their idea. It's just
perfectly normal.
It's just a horrible way to make anything. Like, these guys are absolute retards.
Yeah, I mean, if you're head of something, you have to delegate things, and if you're doing a creative venture, you have to delegate whatever you're working on to people who know the thing.
Who know what you're doing.
Like, what are we, in elementary school here? Do we not know how to delegate things?
They're like, oh no, you're coming off as too much of a fan. You know too much about X-Men? Well, you're not allowed to write it anymore. You just went too far. You know what you're doing? You're good at your job? That is just beyond the pale. You can't have this. Get out.
Get the hell.
We're gonna try and get you canceled.
Joke with me.
Yeah, how dare you call me an executive? How dare you?
Jeez, bro.
And it's crazy because it's like Kevin Feige. You know, I'm sure he's made some good decisions here and there, but he was never the mastermind of Marvel Studios that everyone treats him like he was. You know, that was really Jon Favreau, because he wrote and directed the Iron Man movies, which is what kickstarted the whole thing, and it was him who decided that, oh, we're gonna we're gonna throw in a Nick Fury cameo in there so that like we can lead up to the Avengers. And then they got, really famous directors, really capable guys to, make those movies, to make, they got Kenneth Branagh to do Thor, because, he was known for directing film adaptations of Shakespeare plays, and so they're like, okay, this is the guy who could do a Shakespearean superhero, and sure enough, they were right. And they did the same thing with Captain America, and then they got Joss Whedon to do Avengers, which was a perfect pick because that was the kind of stuff that he did, the kind of like ensemble films that he did really well with, Firefly and Buffy or whatever. And so like it was really about, Jon Favreau making a really good product and then saying, okay, these are the artists you need to amass these wonderful artists to do your work, and boom, suddenly, they had this cinematic universe without even really trying.
Yeah, and now he's like, duh.
He's like, oh, it was me. I'm
do
a
everything.
genius who orchestrated the whole thing.
I am the
Bow
best.
before me.
I am the Palpatine.
It's so stupid and absurd. I mean, this is the same reason Star Wars is failing so hard, because you've got Kathleen Kennedy just trying to spite everyone on the planet because, she didn't get to where she is through merit. And it obviously grinds away at her. So she just, trying to ruin everyone else's nice time.
At least it's out there. Now we know.
Yeah, so it's so I for one believe him, whatever that's worth, because it kind of just lines up perfectly with everything that's
It just
happening.
makes sense.
It lines up with what they did to him, why they've been making these decisions, and it makes sense if you watch X-Men '97, because it has, I reviewed the show. I gave it a negative review because it's got a lot going for it, but they're just these stupid decisions that come out of nowhere. And so for him to be like, yeah, we put something together with a lot of love, and we were trying to get all of these comic book writers involved, but the producer kept throwing it off, like, that chalks up perfectly. Because now looking back at the show, you can kind of pinpoint every time that happened. You can pinpoint where they were writing something well, and then it got just randomly derailed. Because at the time, I was like, this doesn't make sense. I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. This is pretty nice. This has got some nice lore to it. And then something would happen that was just like, what? That wasn't even what they were leading up to.
This isn't the same thing at all.
Yeah. It was very strange. So not surprised to hear that it was being torpedoed by someone who hates X-Men.
Yeah.
It's just so nuts. I'm gonna dedicate years to my life to make this series, but I just hate everything it stands for. Congratulations. You're an idiot who's wasting your life. They just do it for status and money. It's pathetic. Yeah, there's another tweet where he was talking about how basically he got in because basically he's like a fluke in the system, and he just got in because he's black, and they were trying to capitalize on that.
That's so funny.
And so the fact that he was like someone who actually cares about X-Men was a complete accident on their part. They otherwise would not have hired him. And I think it's good of him to admit that.
Yeah. He sounds like a reasonable guy.
Yeah, there's like some humility to it that I appreciate.
I mean, that's what you need, because, like, it's just degrading if you get hired because you're black. I'm like,
Right?
I don't want to be hired because I'm white.
Right.
That's
I would hate that.
I want to be capable at my job.
Right. You want to
That's
be
why I'm
hired by merit. You want to have that dignity. Absolutely.
It is denigrating.
Yeah, it's not good. So, there's a more positive flip side to this. Just a second. I got an air bubble stuck in my esophagus. Can't talk. So, Gina Carano.
Mm-hmm.
Who's... I think I spelled her name wrong in the title. Maybe I didn't. Wait, did I? No, I spelled it right. Huzzah! So smart. Gina Carano has come to a settlement with Disney. She has won her case. Congratulations. Congratulations, Gina. This wasn't just for you. It was for all of us. We appreciate that. Here's her little statement. I have come to an agreement with Disney Lucasfilm, which I believe is the best outcome for all parties involved. That's true enough. I hope this brings some healing to the Force. I want to extend my deepest, most heartfelt gratitude to Elon Musk, a man I've never met, who did this good Samaritan deed for me in funding my lawsuit. Thank you, Mr. Musk and X, for backing my case and asking for nothing in return.
I didn't even know that happened. What the heck?
Yeah, he funded this endeavor.
It's so weird.
Which is a little out of the blue, but awfully nice of him.
Does he have a crush on her? Does he like the...
I don't think it's like that.
Type of women?
I don't think they've even met.
Mm.
To my lawyers at Share Jaff, who walked me through this unknown territory, thank you for your wisdom and guidance. I am humbled and grateful to God for his love and grace in this outcome. I'd like to thank you all for your unrelenting support throughout my life and career. You've been the heartbeat that has kept my story alive. I hope to make you proud. I'm excited to flip the page and move on to the next chapter. My desires remain in the arts, which is where I hope you will join me. From my heart to yours, Gina. And then we have Disney's statement, which had to have been part of the agreement. It's hilarious and fantastic. The Walt Disney Company and Lucasfilm are pleased to announce that we have reached an agreement with Gina Carano to resolve the issues in her pending lawsuit against the companies. Miss Carano was always well respected by her directors, co-stars, and staff, and she worked hard to perfect her craft while treating her colleagues with kindness and respect. With this lawsuit concluded, we look forward to identifying opportunities to work together with Miss Carano in the near future. Man, that had to have hurt them. That had to have hurt to write. I love that they had to. It was awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
So I forget. So they fired her. They
Unjustly fired her for social media posts.
Yeah.
Which people misconstrued as comparing being Republican to being a Holocaust victim, which is not what it was at all. It was like a post about like, oh, you know, people on the Holocaust Day or whatever it was. I think Holocaust Remembrance Day or something like that. It was like, oh, let's remember that like this happened because neighbors were selling out neighbors. So let's remember that so we don't repeat it. Which, the National Holocaust Museum posted like exactly the same thing. And she didn't even write the post, she just shared it from someone else. Like, she was totally misrepresented by the media. Is still misrepresented by the media. All of the like news articles about this case coming to the close just reiterate the lies, which is really frustrating that they all do that, but that's just how they be. That's just how they do it.
Yeah.
And it's stupid. But yeah, it's pretty funny. Whatever was in Disney's correspondence must have been pretty bad for them to agree to settle out of court and do a pretty embarrassing public statement. Like, they did not want this to go into. They did not want this court case to go into discovery. Clearly,
They're like,
whoop, no.
I think it's best.
I think we've investigated this enough. We don't need to do that. So I thought it was funny her wording about how this is best for both parties, because it would have been very, very bad for them had this been looked into. Because we already had leaked correspondence about, Gina being targeted for political affiliations. Well, not even political affiliations. Implied political affiliations. The only reason we know for sure what her political affiliations are is because, ever since her firing and subsequent blacklisting from Hollywood, she's, understandably just thrown caution to the wind and has been more open about it. Obviously from her post at the time, you got the idea that she was some level of conservative, but other than that, we didn't know anything. We had no idea. So everyone was...
And now we know.
When she shared that Holocaust Remembrance Day post, people were really jumping to conclusions, and it was clearly just some people who really didn't like her, wanted to ruin her life for implied political affiliations, and were just jumping on the first thing that they could find to do so. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Just absolute, lynch mob nonsense. Undeserved.
Did she got a lot of money, or
Yes. Yeah.
did it say how much?
No.
Dang.
I hope it was a metric ton.
It
It better be.
I hope it was $1 billion.
Because, not only did she lose out on this job, but, the cascade effect has got to be terrible. All the other jobs that she lost out on and will continue to lose out on. Because, at the time, Mandalorian was going really well, and her character was very popular, and the action figures of her character were selling well, and she was supposed to headline her own TV show. She was going places. And that absolutely derailed, all of the, money and success. So I hope it was just a ton of money. I hope it's enough money that she could live off of it for the rest of her life, so that whether she gets work or not, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the Hollywood scene is the in group and the out group.
Yeah.
You either, favored or you get shunned.
The freaking Hollywood swamp.
Yeah.
It used to be people just building businesses, and everybody was worried about what movies their studio made and the quality of those movies, because it would determine whether their business died or not. But now, these incredibly lucrative studios have been inherited by talentless, lazy morons. And so now it's just it has nothing to do with your quality of work. It has nothing to do with your level of talent. It has everything to do with a popularity contest. If people like you, if you spout things that they like to hear, if you have the right politics, if you have enough social media followers, that's all it is now. Because these aren't creative people. They're just bored rich kids. They're just, asshole executives who want to feel like they're the bestest at everything. And so it doesn't matter if anything does well, as long as they feel good about themselves. And so it's just everything when that, like, when something gets too big and that, like, risk factor goes away, everything just gets worse.
It's pretty bad.
Which is, part of why I'm fine with tariffs on foreign movie productions. Because you should have to make movies in America, and you should have to spend more money doing it. You shouldn't be relying on slave labor from a crew full of Indians, or being treated like dirt and, getting paid $2 an hour. It shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, if you're gonna blow like millions and millions and on a movie that's not gonna, do well, at least employ American workers.
Exactly. They should have to, like, pay a high price for a quality American worker.
Yeah.
They should have to.
Exactly.
They can't just keep making these movies that are just money laundering schemes. We're gonna have a budget that's hundreds of thousands of dollars, and most of that is going to go into paying myself.
I receive.
Like that. Like
all
that's
of it.
it's just unacceptable, and it's unsustainable. I mean, these studios, they're very wealthy studios that have a long heritage, but, the money only goes so far, okay?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to learn how to do movies cheaper. Yeah. Like, I heard that Fantastic Four was acceptable. I heard that it was good compared to all the other slot Marvel's putting out. But I'm not going to pay to see it. I'm not going to do it on principle. Because I just want them to stop.
Just stop, please.
Yeah.
Please go.
They need to stop. Those executives need to be fired. Disney needs to, like, do a top-down firing of almost everyone. They need to, like, drain their own internal swamp. Otherwise, they're going to run themselves into the ground. Because they ran Star Wars into the ground. Marvel is almost completely in the ground. And then what are you going to do? Ran Pixar into the ground. They make nothing but flops. They have no money anymore.
Yeah. It's
You've got no franchises to fall back on. No, your live action remakes flop. You don't have that to fall back on. Now what are you gonna do? You're gonna be forced. You're gonna be forced to hire some artists and get to work. Is what you're gonna have to do.
They just need to dissolve all these big corporations. Dissolve.
Yeah, they should have never have been allowed to buy Fox. Like, that was crazy. That was... I remember at the time, I don't remember the exact details, but I remember they were saying at the time that it was definitely, like, in violation of several monopoly laws. And it just went through anyway, because,
Like,
nobody had the balls to step to Disney about it. And so they bought this company, and they barely use any of its assets because they're a family-friendly company, and they're not interested in all the adult things that Fox is doing. So most of Fox got gutted. A bunch of people lost their jobs. And on top of it, they're not even using the things that they own. So it was like all for nothing. Like, they wanted to get X-Men back. That was what it was about. And look what they've done with that. Congratulations, idiots.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, you can't... Yeah, dissolving things is hard, but, like, I would say two things. First of all, you gotta uphold those monopoly laws. And second of all, I think copyrights need to run out faster. I think, like... So I actually really like copyright laws as they are, like, in principle. Like, the idea that a copyright, like, it doesn't go public domain until, like, 100 years after the author's death. Like, that's good, because that means that the creator of that thing will continue to make money off of it for the rest of their life, and then their kids will also benefit, and so on and so forth. That's reasonable. But most of the time, it gets bought up by someone else, and it has nothing to do with that. And so it's like, okay, X-Men writer didn't die. We'll just use X-Men as an example. Didn't die that long ago, but in that, 30 years or however long he's been dead, it's changed hands like 4 times. I feel like at that point, like, the copyright law, like, has to change, because it's no longer benefiting who it's supposed to benefit. Like, the idea that Superman doesn't become public domain until the 2030s is ridiculous. Public, like, Superman should have been public domain for a long time now. Let's face it. It's silly. I don't know. I just feel like... art should be in the author's hands when they're alive. But, like, once they're dead, if their family is not going to pick up their pieces, if their children aren't going to be the ones continuing the story of this creation, then it should stop. Because then it just gets in the hands of some executive who does not give a damn. And ultimately, that artwork is going to be hurt.
Right.
So I feel like once an author is gone, and that authority over the original, like, that authority from the original creator is gone, then it should just go back in the hands of the people. Like, it doesn't belong to anyone anymore. If the creator sells it while he's alive, he or she is alive, that's different. But if someone keeps it till they die and they're super protective, then it needs to stay in the family or just not belong to anyone.
Yeah.
Like that's the only, like that would be a really good way of keeping studios from monopolizing each other just to steal franchises. Because that's a crazy thing to do. That's so reckless and kind of amoral when you think about it. Like, you're just costing people's jobs for the greed of this arbitrary creation, this thing that doesn't exist. I want to make millions off of Wolverine. So you all have to be fired.
Money,
like
me.
You're a pathetic human being, you know that? Like that's actually pathetic.
Me needing a lot of money.
Me need Wolverine. Me need him right now. I want him. He's mine. Like a freaking toddler. Anyway, that's my hot take. Burn it all to the ground.
So true. Stop bastardizing our franchises. Just let them rest.
You know,
suck balls.
Once there's no more estate, it belongs to us all.
I want Superman to myself. All to myself.
You know, there's been several generations of Tolkien's now. Why isn't Tolkien's work public domain? Why is Amazon
they have integrity
and Warner Bros. Allowed to have its way with it and sacrifice the integrity of the story? It's just stupid. He died in the 70s. Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go. Yeah.
It's also the good way to stop the cycle of generational nepo babies. You know? Like, the money's got to run out eventually.
You gotta get a job eventually.
Like, once the copyright is owned by someone's great grandchild, it's like, okay, that person is just so far removed from that person. They never, they never knew the creator. They might never have even met someone who knew the creator intimately. They probably don't give a damn anymore. Like, after a certain amount of generations, like, that has to, like, the whole estate thing has to cut off. We have to stop it somewhere. Like, okay, the author's dead. Their children are dead. All right. There's got to be a cutoff point where, okay, it's public domain now. We're done.
Yeah. I think was it, wait, what was public domain? Was it Santa Claus? I don't know. What was it? It wasn't Santa Claus.
Santa Claus is definitely public domain.
It was something recently became public domain, and then they did like a movie about it. I don't remember what it was.
Mickey Mouse?
No. It was like a horror comedy. Oh, something really weird. Oh, maybe that was
Everything public domain becomes a horror movie. That's just the circle of life. Every single time.
It was Winnie the Pooh, I think. It was like Winnie the Pooh, but he was a crazy ferocious bear thing that ate people or something.
Yeah.
Remember that movie, but
Yeah, I heard about that. I'm
so
not
like
interested.
there's a set time limit, or can you extend the time limit if your children have the intellectual property?
No, the rule is 100 years after the author's death is when it becomes public domain.
So they can inherit said intellectual property.
If it's like, yeah, they can.
But it's still a time limit.
No, there's no
And if they sell it
there's no time limit on the inheritance.
So what? So if it's 100 years after his death, but there's no time limit
So
when they inherit it?
for instance, they will continue generations of the author's progeny will continue to inherit it for all 100 years unless they sell it.
Oh, okay. So if they sell it to a company,
But that to me
then
is stupid. Only the author should maintain the right to sell it. So I think
Interesting.
either the kids need to keep it for all the 100 years, or we make that number shorter so only a few generations inherit it, and then it goes public domain.
Okay, so if they sell it to a company, so it's still
That way it can't just trade hands like a million times over the course of that 100 years.
interesting.
There aren't a lot of estates
Oh.
anymore. Most everything has been sold.
Yeah.
It's not
Too
really a thing.
lucrative. They come in and they're like, I will give you $1 million. Like, yes. Take my intellectual property. I would like $1 million.
I mean, to put it in perspective, the last few Sherlock Holmes stories recently became public domain.
That is quite a bit.
Which is crazy.
Quite a bit to go.
It was quite a while ago. So, like, only in the last few years did Sherlock Holmes become 100% public domain. Which is just... It's just wild. Like, really?
That's quite wild, my friend.
Like, Arthur Conan Doyle's great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren, you know, don't know dick about him. They don't care. They probably just care about the money. Like, it's so silly. Especially since some of these authors, you know, they don't even, you know, their line doesn't even continue. Like, it branches out all over the place.
Yeah.
So, like, there might not even be any more Conan Doyles. You know, they're a different name. It's that sort of thing. So it just gets a little bit silly, I think. Or it's like, alright, this should have been in the people's hands a long time ago.
I think 100 years is a good, like, round number, but yeah, it is quite a
like,
while.
the concept is, like, to protect the work. It's to keep it in the hands of someone who cares, someone who can respect the author's wishes. But after a few generations, that person doesn't exist. Because there's no one left who knew that person well enough to protect the work in the way that the author would have.
Right.
Which is evidenced by the fact that most of these things just get sold.
Yeah.
So I think that that's a right that should be reserved for the author.
Yeah, it probably should be shorter.
It'll never happen, though. Because the Hollywood elite and the government elite and, the politicians, they're all in the same party of bug-eating lizard people. They all protect each other.
Yes. The bug-eating lizard people with yarmulkes on their heads.
No comment. So, in all of these lizard people, what sort of person should you be? Well, I've got just the song for you. Harry Robinson from the Lotus Eaters has written a heavy metal song in which he plays guitar and another dude sings it. It's called Worship of Man. It's the very last link down below. And it's basically about how you live a pointless and spiritual-less life if you just live for your own achievements and gain, and you worship yourself or other men.
Nice.
So it's a very base song, but on top of it, it is actually, thankfully, well written. It's very catchy. It's a banger. It's a banger. So do check out Worship of Man by Harry Robinson.
Harry, is he the one that's looks like a pirate?
Yes. Although I don't think he does anymore. I think he shaved.
Yeah, he needs to bring back the pirate look. I like that the
Yeah,
best.
he's the ginger one.
Yeah.
So if you made it this far, comment your opinion on copyright law and public domain. And
I won't get
public execution.
Man.
Those
Whoa.
things may be related. Who knows?
Shit.
Thanks for listening.
Shit.